If you want to,
Yeah, you can do
but I
Facebook.
mean, if it's totally up to y'all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
don't have
just
to.
share. I don't
No, I
know.
got you. I got you.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Let's Hash It Out podcast pre-show. I am your boy S Ryder, alongside with Tay Talks and Ziggy the Beast, with our special guests Wayne and Erica from the We Blended and Blessed podcast. How is everybody doing tonight? How y'all doing?
All
Talk
good, fam. All good, fam. Yes, indeed. Thank you
good.
for having us.
Oh, thank y'all for coming on. Like
Hmm.
this is a long time coming. I
Most
know we'll
definitely.
get into it a little later, but we came together through a certain person, Dwayne S. Barnes. May he rest in peace. He kind of
Oh,
connected us.
bless that brother. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
this is how we met. This is how we connected. So this was meant to be. So we definitely got to represent for him. And I'm just glad y'all was able to, take some time out y'all busy schedule because we know y'all busy on the podcast with us. So we really appreciate y'all time, man. Thank y'all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. And then they say people in the city don't play well together, but look at this. Look at this.
We do.
Look at
We
that.
do.
You see
Nah, I'm
that?
I'm I'm all city, man. You gotta support one another,
Oh
most
yeah.
definitely.
Right. Facts. And I think that's the most important thing. People just feel like you stepping on their toes or you're trying to take. No, it's all about coming together, creating something together, and just building upon it, like collaborating, just trying to help each other just step and elevate further, and just keep going. It's not I'm gonna outdo you, and nah, we
Well,
come together.
because it's a culture thing. The
Oh yeah.
culture has infected us to where we think that black people, we all can't get it together. We all
Mm,
can't get the bag. We can't all share the stage at the same time. In
Hmm.
order
right.
to get to the top, we got to knock each other down, and that's that crab mentality that go way back a long time ago. So we got to rid that, and then support one another. If you got something going on, let me do it with you, and then vice versa, pay the favor forward. And if you eating, we all eating, man.
Hmm.
Right. Facts. Big facts. Big facts. So
So
Tay,
that's
what's going
that's how
on?
we live it.
Oh, all day. Tay, what's going on?
Nothing much. Same old thing. Work life, banks now, and life. I didn't
What
go
you?
out drinking this weekend like I normally do. We did have a party Sunday. I'm sorry. We did have a party Sunday. But I got y'all next time.
No, it's cool. My feelings not even hurt anymore at this point. It's cool.
Erica, this is crazy. Like we got a whole podcast together, and me and Zig just gets excluded from everything. Like no invites, no nothing. It just, oh yeah, I had a party, had a good time. Hey
Now
Zach.
how Sean gonna find his wife if he ain't going out?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, through
He loves
my
to be inside. He's never gonna
I
find it
know.
because he want to be
Here we
inside
go.
and play basketball, and that's it.
Here we go with this. No, she don't want me around her friends, Erica, because she said I'm a lie. Like
I mean,
oh
you said it. I didn't say it. Diggy, did
I,
he say it or
Ah,
did I say it?
I said it in
ah.
the situation though. That's
Dig, who said it?
Let me see.
hold
We
up.
got some we got some comments coming in.
Oh, that's
And what's good,
cool.
Brittany? What's good, Brittany? What's good,
Yeah.
Jono?
That's
I'm
cool.
Joe.
And he don't
Nice,
thank
nice
him.
nice
That's
segue.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Look at my nanny. Shout out to my nanny Pam. She
Hey,
was
what's
at
good,
Sunday.
Nanny Pam?
what's going on. What's going
Then you
on.
just say hi, Tay. We got Zig here. We got Sean.
See?
Come on,
It's a family. You see what I'm saying? It's
come
a
on, T
family.
Yeah.
Pam.
That's the nanny.
Come on,
Oh,
Nanny
Get
Pam.
this entertainment.
No, just playing. Appreciate
right.
everybody coming in. We got Wayne and Erica here from the We. How you say it again?
The We
We
Blended and Blessed
Blended
podcast.
and Blessed.
Oh, with his radio
Yes.
voice, y'all.
Yes. The
Don't
We
sleep
Blended
on
and
his
Blessed
Yes.
radio
That's
podcast.
what
voice.
I caught from it. I said it's a radio
Yeah.
voice. All right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
Blended and Blessed.
Yes. But other than that, man, we're gonna have a great episode. I think this is gonna be one of them ones. And I always say that, but this is I like this,
You
like I
gotta
said, I
keep
like
saying
this.
it.
Oh,
Everyone is one of them
keep
ones.
saying it. Yeah.
Real
Especially
bad.
when Tay
Real
be
bad.
don't start that. Don't
What?
don't start that. That real
I
bad.
just I just needed another woman on here one time.
I told him before you joined. I said, is she joining? I said,
Yeah, we
because
did.
need
We
some
did
female
ask. We
representation
did ask
on
about
here.
you.
They both did ask about you. What's good, Lala B? What's good? What's good, J Dub?
Look, believe it or not, Tay, even Erica said she wanted to come on for the horoscope whenever we do that episode.
Okay.
So,
I just want her
So
to
that's-
know though, because I'm a Gemini
That's
too.
next week.
Okay.
but see, we need somebody to back her up. Cause see me, I'm not holding back.
Oh, I'm a Gemini. So what's up?
Oh,
I'm a Gemini. So
Here we go.
I love it.
Here we go.
Oh yeah,
I love
Big-
a fellow Gemini. I love him.
me too.
I love him. I love him.
Wayne, I'm gonna need some help, bro. You're gonna have to come too.
I'm a Capricorn, man. I'm off.
Mom's here. What's good, moms?
Scorpio, but I just don't. I'm not.
Man, we got
I'm
big
just-
Leo energy over here, man. What's
I'm
up?
just saying, bro. I'm just
All
not.
right,
with
I
all-
get the tiger. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you know.
I'm just saying, I'm not with all these Power Ranger characters, animals, and stuff. And
But you said what you was. That's all that matters.
Hey, facts though.
I did. You gonna ask? So I'm telling you, that's what I am. But I'm not about to define that and say, "Oh, I'm not dating a Gemini." I'm not doing all that.
Gemini,
I don't-
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
love a
get
fellow.
caught up in the zodiac signs, but I'm
fun.
about
It's
that
still fun.
energy, man. I'm about that
Yeah.
energy.
There you
You
go.
know,
I
let me-
don't get
let me
caught
feel your
up, but
vibe is.
there are some traits that all have. I'm just saying. Say what you want. It's out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
I am the true
We
Gemini.
got 60 seconds left before the show. S-Rider, what can you tell the people? What's in store for today, bro? What we got on the menu?
Oh man, look, we're just gonna, like I said, we are blessed to have the We Blended and Blessed podcast, Wayne and Erica with us tonight, and we're just gonna, talk to them, pick their brains about, how they can manage marriage and podcasting and just in general, try to pick their brains on certain topics. And then we got some other topics. I'm gonna keep it on I gotta surprise y'all. I ain't gonna give y'all the full-blown details, but that's the first half of the show. And trust me, y'all guys are gonna love these two. Like they are very well, like they podcast is one of the best, like right now. And I enjoy every
It really
minute.
is.
It really is.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I enjoy
Appreciate
listening
it.
to y'all too. So let me just say that I tune in. I might have to catch it in segments because my kids be keeping me busy, but I'll be like, that was it right there. And then when I learned that Tay was a Gemini, I was just like, you know what? I can't wait.
Yes.
Can't wait for
Yes.
next week.
I love it. I love it here.
Me too.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great episode for you guys, man. And I just want y'all to sit back, grab y'all wine, whatever y'all sipping on tonight, because yeah, I can see it already. I think people gonna be attacking me, even in the comments.
Why you
Oh, yeah.
why you getting so defensive already, bro? We just vibing.
Well,
He,
you should know
he got
early.
the arms folded.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
was like,
S-Rider. You got the arms folded and everything, man. Your
I feel it.
posture, man. The energy.
Your energy.
Come on, man.
Like,
I be, look, I be trying to chill, and then they just bring it out, like they bring the bag out.
They?
I don't know why. Yes,
Hey,
hey.
who do that?
I mean Tay, not they. Tay.
No, but you be instigating too. You the devil's
Man,
advocate.
I mean, as the moderator, that's what I'm supposed to do. You know?
That's his job. His job is to pull it up.
Sprinkle the. Sid got the salt shaker.
Yeah, sprinkle a little, pettiness in there.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
that on TikTok. I need that on TikTok.
Yeah, there you go.
But
But all right,
definitely-
appreciate it, y'all. Stay tuned. We're gonna go through a little bit of housekeeping, get into the intro, and then we're gonna introduce our guests, and then we're gonna get on to the show. So sit back, grab a drink, and stay tuned.
Good.
Hey, it's Tay from Let's Hash It Out podcast. The first place you come to hash things out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. No topic is off the table, and the audience is the biggest part of the show. Get ready for Let's Hash It Out podcast.
Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Men lie and women lie, but numbers don't. We can debate if you want, but I know you really won't. I'ma reach and guess my percentage on the desk. I'm sure like Holmes, detective skills, it be at the max. S Ryder, his topics, he bringing me the best. Ziggy the BC be streaming, that man is built for next. Take talk, she wear the dress, but don't try to press. I'm S dotted, them campus smacking, we at your neck. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Get out your feelings and stop to kill it and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Let's Hash It Out podcast, episode 4. I am your boy, S. Ryder, with my homegirl, Tay Talks, and my bro, Ziggy the Beast. And we are live. Y'all ready for tonight? I hope y'all ready, man. What's going on, man? I need y'all to talk to me. What's good? What's the energy like today? What's the energy like? Come on.
Man, I'm just playing. Man, what's good, man? We got a big show today, bro. What you mean? What the energy is like?
Energy.
I'm hyped.
Energy. Yes, I'm always hyped because I'm blessed to be here with my people, man. And I'm definitely gonna be blessed with the special guest that we have today, man, for sure.
Definitely excited about that. The first guest.
Gotta be energized for this episode.
It's amazing.
Man, big NOLA energy, bro.
Big NOLA energy.
We need this. We really do.
Yeah.
So without further ado, before we start this episode, I would like to welcome our special guests from the We Blended and Blessed podcast, Wayne and Erica. Welcome to the show. Talk to our people. What's going on?
And before we introduce, I got a little something for them, just to kind of let some people know, because it's probably some people's first time hearing about them. So just to kind of give them a little bit of synopsis, this is on their Buzzsprout page. It says, Wayne and Erica, we share how they navigate the blended lifestyle, highlighting their experiences through God, marriages, and of course their 5 children, with the goal of blending families in a blessed way, one podcast at a time. So that's a little bit of a synopsis of what they are, and here is a little bit of what the show is about. We got a few clips from the show.
Welcome to the We Blended and Blessed podcast. I am your host, Wayne G, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, the most beautiful
Erica G.
Our podcast offers real-life scenarios and situations that help you and your family overcome life's challenges, grow, have fun, and be blessed. We would like to thank you for tuning in this week as we talk about defining gender roles in marriage and relationships, who's doing the dishes, to managing the budget. So check it out.
Hey.
Thank you guys for having us. It's such a pleasure to be here.
I just want to shout out my mama and my mother-in-law. Hey, y'all.
Okay.
What do you have? We can shout them out. Which one?
Sharon and D Woods.
D Woods. Hey, shout out. Appreciate y'all for coming in.
Yeah.
Yes.
D Woods. Oh, got him. See him. There you go.
Hey.
Yes. I love it.
Hi.
I love it. So, before we get into these topics, Wayne and Erica, won't y'all tell the people a little bit about yourselves, about y'all podcast, give the people a little taste of, y'all lives a little bit, The floor is yours.
So the We Blended and Blessed podcast, you can check us out on all major platforms. You know, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, you can check us out. And we navigate real life scenarios and situations that leave you and your family, you know, educated, feeling good, inspired, and just know that, you know, that just because you're in the blended family, man, there is still a positive new beginnings that happen every day. So trust and believe in God, number one, man.
Yes, and definitely. And people are part of blended families more than we know. And it's not just about divorced families. And I just want we want people to know that you're not alone and there are ways to still find peace in your situation. And we just talk about our lives and how we get on, man.
Yes,
Quite entertaining sometimes.
through the our five kids
Yes.
dynamics, all of their activities, and of course our busy professional lives that we're both working people. So it's never a dull moment in the Guidry household.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, we're glad to have y'all on. So why are we on that topic, Wayne and Erica? We would like to know, like, what made y'all start the podcast? What made y'all, get into it? What was the meaning behind it? And, how do y'all balance that with, like you said, your professional careers and, your marriage? How do y'all find the time to balance marriage, your kids? I mean, we need to know because, we have a lot of people that's probably want to follow in y'all footsteps, and like I said, y'all been doing a tremendous job with y'all podcast, and I know y'all have a lot on y'all plate. So we'd like to know how y'all got this podcast started. Like,
Yeah, most definitely, man. With this thing got really started out of my sleep. We were talking about doing it for a long time, and talking about our story, about some of the things that we experience day in and day out. And then one morning I was asleep, and just the thoughts and the different things started coming to me, just the different topics. And it was just like unreal. I had to wake up because I was just going on my phone, and it's just like I just call it the grace of God because he like woke me up. He said, "You got these ideas, write them down." And I just started writing like topic after topic, a little moment after moment, and just kind of like going down the list. And before I woke up, I'm like, man, I got like 15, 20 ideas just right there on the paper that we can expound on and expand on. And then just our story on how we come together in this. My wife is very unique and a blessing to me. Her story is blended in its nature. I come from a blended family from my mom and my dad's side of the family. So it's like we understand the dynamics, understand the pros and the cons of how to get on in such life. And, it's like we can start talking about this. And my wife and I used to work together. And then she left the business and started another, with another enterprise. And it was like, okay, this is another way that we can continue to work together and feel connected. So it's like, in the daytime, we got our normal gigs that we do, that we into. And then at night, once we put the kids to bed and everything, we start planning our episodes and start planning our content. And we just kind of get into it. And it's another app, the opportunity that we can connect as a couple and work on something and put something out that could perhaps help at least one family at a time.
And that part is purpose. And so sometimes life situations and struggles and things that you go through, it turns into your purpose, and you have not only just your life comes full circle, and then you are able to give input in your place. And of course, with the grace of God, it gives us insight into how to move, but definitely experiencing those things. And it's like, we can't be the only ones dealing with this, but we have relied so heavily on God that it's like people got to know they just got to trust God through this process. Like that, that's always my thing, purpose, right? Everything else he said was true, though. Yeah. Everything else was true.
Okay. Hey, you have anything that you want to ask him?
Got anything, T?
No, you're doing a great job.
So, Erica and Wayne, we just gonna go ahead into it.
Oh wait! Before you go, I want to jump on. So, in terms of like podcasting, I want to kind of stay on this topic just for one more iteration. Is what are some of the challenges have y'all faced being a couple that creates content that that is in the podcasting space? Because some people might not be married, but they are in maybe long-term relationships, and they might have a partner that's not in this space that might not understand the struggle of trying to balance a life and maybe create content and different things like that. But having two people that are actually in it and then still trying to run a family, do homework with the kids, put them to bed, make sure dinner's ready, make sure the next day is prepped, different things like that. Like, how
All
do
that get
y'all?
done.
How
All that
does
get
it
done,
get done?
Ziggy.
Yeah,
Time. Where is time? I
yeah.
mean, I
So
know we
like,
all have the same 24, but
Same 24,
gee,
365.
but time management, and we just,
okay.
I mean, sometimes it's like peeling each other off the bed, falling asleep like this is like, hey, we gotta get it together. Late nights, early mornings, and again, I think us working together has really set the foundation for our relationship because working with your partner is not easy. I know people have talked to many people and they'll tell you they could not ever work with their spouse, like just cannot do it. And I think we had to go through that phase because
to get here.
to get to where we are. So it really helped us because now it's a level of understanding. If certain things are being done, I'm like, I know when to pull back. I know when to give input. I know when I need to stay awake to show my support. I know when it's okay for me to fall asleep if I'm really tired, and vice versa. So I think it has a lot to do with understanding, and then just time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is if you really want something, man, how bad are you willing to sacrifice something for it? Right? I enjoy working with my wife and doing this experience. Obviously working a full-time job, managing the kids, extracurricular activities. So you have to find some time to, when you can plan content, when you can get ideas out. Man, sometimes I'll just be at the football field. I'll start writing down some ideas, sending them to her. Like this past Sunday, I was working on some shows, watching the Saints game with my in-law. So obviously, you can be in those particular spaces, sitting down, just, having a beer, doing absolutely nothing. But when you're trying to maximize your time, you have to, take advantage of the opportunities that you do have. So while I'm sitting there, I can be writing down some notes, can be planning out some episodes, can be contacting some people, setting up some interviews, all that kind of stuff. So you got to just think about, about your time, what you're really doing. For me, my wife sometimes called me an alien at times because I don't stop. I just don't stop. I just keep going until I lay on the floor and put my kids to sleep, and then I go out for a minute. Then once I get up,
let's not gloss over that though. He really takes a nap.
I take a nap
at the time that the kids go to sleep. It's serious. Like sometimes he falls asleep before the kids and he's like snoring. So
Well,
like,
I've seen the TikToks.
Hey.
Yeah, so they get me. They get me. It's all good. But I always tell them I'm always up before all of them. So always got an opportunity to get them back.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, but the content is always definitely a challenge, and for us we're learning and trying to navigate that space on to put out more, to do more, open our lives up a bit more, doing different things that's more intentional and not just doing things just for some likes and what have you, but really trying to focus on some purposeful content. So we've been in the lab thinking about all these different things and got some planned things that we'll be releasing out over the next several weeks.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I agree, Brittany. Naps are life. You got to get one in. Something about that.
He is faithful.
I don't know. Like if I take a nap, I'm like groggy for the rest of the day.
Well,
naps are dangerous for me.
Listen, I'm done. 10 o'clock. He be like, "Come on, babe, you got to get up." And I'm like, "I'm just gonna catch it. Wake me up at 5.
Give me a hot 15:30, man, and I'll get up and finish the rest.
Yeah,
that's dangerous for me.
20 minutes, I'm good. Because you got to understand, I get up at 4 in the morning. 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you shaking your head. Trust me, that's how I feel. I wake up, I'll be like, Sean, what the hell is wrong with you?
I aspire to wake up early and have some
It's
quiet time and before the kids, but the way my life's set up, it just don't work out
right.
that way.
It's a mind thing. Trust me.
Oh, is it? I'm still
Yes.
working on that part. Still working.
It's a mind
working.
thing.
I'm still working.
Well, that's all I have for him, Sean, in terms of that topic. So you got it, bro.
Well, yeah.
Passing back over to you.
Yes, because I'm glad they on, because I have a few questions. I've been waiting for them to come on. So I was actually talking to somebody. So Wayne and Erica, I need to know something, right? Y'all are married. Do y'all have any type of like rules or regulations that y'all follow as far as like, a lot of people feel like there's certain things that you can't do when you're married or when you're in a real serious, deep relationship, as far as like, Instagram, social media. We already know how that can play. Certain, best friends, or you're allowed to have a female friend, or you're allowed to have a male friend, whatever like that. In y'all perspective, how do y'all? Okay, it's serious. We didn't have.
Yeah. Let's ask this out, brother.
Yeah.
It's right, Mr. Ryder.
I want to pick y'all brain about this because it's really like, we joke about it, but it is a serious conversations out here about these things, and a lot of people kind of go back and forth. So I just want to pick y'all brains, like, on y'all perspective, how do y'all handle those type of situations?
Go ahead, B.
I'm tapping. Just so y'all know, I'm tapping him on
under
the. Y'all can't see me tapping him because I'm gonna go first. I'm his best friend.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, I said it. I'm his best friend. He my best friend too. So I'm cool with platonic friends, but not platonic friends that you talk to every day. That's like what? No. We have I think for us, in the beginning, phones and how we held phones or put phones down, we had to have serious conversations about it, because if I had my phone in my hand and I put it down when he walked in,
face down,
he was like,
face down.
Well, what you doing? So for me, I was just like, I'm just giving you my attention, but that was a trigger for him. So I'll be like, all right. So we have an open phone policy. We have each other's passwords, everything. We share locations, just FYI. And there's a backstory behind the location thing. I was sharing my location first and he didn't reciprocate, right? So I turned it off. And when I turned it off, he
got
was
that
like,
hot notification.
He was like, whoa. hey, you turned off your location. I said, I didn't think we were sharing locations because you wasn't sharing yours. He shared it immediately. So I think it helped, I guess, a security part of it, but best friends know. And then arguing in public, it's a negative for me. I'm not big on arguing. So if we are not seeing eye to eye, I may get real close to
public
him.
In front of kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get real close to him and then I smile in his face and I'm like, if you want to have an attitude with me, you smile at me with an attitude and we'll talk about it later. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
that's how we rocking.
We don't argue. I mean, I'm gonna get real close. You might not even be mad no more. I'm so close to you at this point.
Yeah, she's one that big on arguments, trying to prove a point, all that.
No.
She not about to do that. The thing about when you get with somebody that's like that, though, you end up arguing with yourself. So you like, you know what? Whatever, man. You just straight be quiet, because like nobody want to argue with themselves. So a lot of times people get into it and they argue and they're looking for a reaction. And when you don't give that person that reaction, it's like, well, whatever then, like there's nothing else you can do because the energy is not reciprocated.
Right.
Oh, and another rule we follow, I thought it was going to be, we don't go to bed mad. I quickly realized into the marriage that's not really true, but we do promise to at least talk about it and try to understand each other's perspective. So if I respect your perspective, I may still be upset and my feelings may not have caught up with what my mind has decided to do. But we're going to talk about it before bed, but I might still be a little upset, just a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like almost sometimes you have that the 24-hour rule by in the morning, before I leave for the day and go to work, or before we really start our day, hey, let's try to reach a level of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
then from there we press on, but because we're not about to stay mad like all day,
No.
and
Oh, we
I'm
still gonna cuddle
yeah, we
too.
gonna
You,
cuddle like
yeah, you still
it
got the,
ain't even
yeah.
about to be all that, but to go back to like the friend question of what you were talking about, you know
Yeah.
I think you have to really get to a spot in your life where you understand the value of marriage and what the importance of it is, because you're saying like this union is the most important union of your life, and
Hmm.
that this person is your this your friend, your comforter, your protector, your security, like that they are all these different things that come into play. And it's like we get upset about these sometimes frivolous things, or because we want to express a point, then we want to go to somebody else and share those ideas. And it's like, no, 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 bring it back in. Take that time that you're going to take with somebody else to try to see the level of your point, that you really just want somebody to see your point. Reach for a level of understanding and do that with your spouse, and the more times you can practice that level of consistency, the things will work out better in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, like, I still got my same friends. Like, I don't put my friends down. But then also over time, it comes to a place where you're not doing certain things in life. You're not going to hang out every time. And of course, New Orleans so small, man. You'll you'll see the same people,
Facts.
every time, and I love coming out, popping out every now and then, seeing folks getting out. Of course, I like listening to live music. I like listening to the DJ, spin, because I love music. My wife loves music, but guess what? Man, we go do it together. I ain't going to look for nothing. She not going to look for anything. So if we went out, had dinner, went out, listened to some music, and then come back, whatever, it's all good.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I always preach. I'm not married. Everybody know I'm single or whatever like that. But one thing I do always say, to me, I believe in once you find that particular person, I feel like we are all on borrowed time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Absolutely.
like life is too short, especially with things that's going on and just every little situation. You got to sit back and ask yourself, am I willing to lose this that I've worked so hard for? It took me a long time to really find, to replace it for something that's just temporary. It's just to fulfill a temporary void or feeling or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I really am a true believer of once I find that true person, in my particular case, that woman that I want, I'm going to devote in my efforts to make sure that I'll do everything possible, especially if I really like her and I want her to be a part of my life and I
I
want to give
suggest you
her.
like her. I suggest you like her.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I feel like this. Don't waste anybody's time. Nobody has
Yes.
time
Oh,
to waste.
most definitely.
That's one thing anybody will say. Don't waste my time. If you're not coming with the energy that particular person needs or you want for yourself, don't do it. Just go about your business.
Yep.
If you're about playing games, just go that way. But I always say, I'm not about to jeopardize something that's everlasting for something that's temporary. I can't do it
Yeah.
because it's too hard to find things out here. It's too hard to find trust in somebody. And when you
Mm-hmm.
do that, it's kind of just like, why waste all that? Like, why you put all in that work just for something, what, temporary? Like, it doesn't make sense to something that's already painted already. It's a perfect picture to something that's a broken frame. It don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It because it doesn't make sense at all.
Right.
When you have a good, a pure situation, before you mess, when you look at your situation, you don't have infidelity, you don't have the lying and cheating. Before, your situation is pure, and your choices put you into those boxes that you don't want to be in. Oh,
Mhm.
baby, I'm sorry. I promise you I won't do that
Mm-hmm.
again. Look, give me one more chance. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to put your choices put you in that spot.
Yep.
And you have to, take, of course, own your personal choices that you do. And if you're gonna do that, you know, for real, just be honest. Keep it a buck.
Yeah,
If
people have a hard time doing that though. People be like, "Oh, just be honest." Oh, I'm gonna be honest, and when it's really time to be honest, people struggle with that. And that was a thing for me too. Like once we decided to get married, I told him, I'm like, look, you got to know that this is what you want to do, because I'm not going down the divorce road. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not. So we're gonna be committed to making this thing work, because we already know how compatible we are and where we're going and all of that, or we just don't need to do it.
I like
But
that.
he knew.
Hey, Tate, you got anything for Wayne and Erica? You want to? No.
She's
waiting.
She's saving that spice.
She's
She got
saving.
that.
She
Yeah,
said-
she got the.
It's
She got the
cooking.
jalapenos and red peppers
It's
cooking
cooking.
over there.
It's
Yeah,
cooking.
it's all good.
But once again though, Wayne, Erica, like, so just as this generation, like, what do y'all think about like the cheat? Like I say, back to the cheating aspect. You know, a lot of people feel like, hey, you know, to me, in this generation, I don't know. It's just cheating is like a trend. Like, it's fun to people. I don't know why. It's because it's the thrill. It's I think I can get away with it because I got a certain swag to me or whatever like that. Like, cheating, I don't condone it. Let me just be honest with you. I don't like the cheating aspect of everything. Like, don't waste my time. I'm not with that cheating. And I feel like at times temptation can be, it could be something. And I feel like you control any aspect of, nobody forces you to cheat. Nobody pushes you to cheat. You know what I'm saying? So just from y'all perspective, just this new generation, because that's what I'm putting in this generation. I mean, what do you think is the issue with the cheating and just the overall, like, because I feel like a lot of people don't believe in marriage no more. Like, people don't believe that marriage exists anymore. It's just, I'm gonna do me, you do you, or we're not just gonna put a title on it. Like, a lot of people even say marriage is a business deal. What y'all think about that? You know?
So hold, but you got a couple of questions in there. I want to make sure we cover. You know, the number one thing is about the cheating, right? I done been on both sides of that thing. Nah, it's whack straight up, because when it comes out, man, especially when you got kids and families connected to it, man, you hurt a lot of people in the process. You know, so it's sometimes like we think about the cheating aspect, we only think about ourselves. That cheating thing, man, especially when in a marriage, there's so many people that's connected to it. You'll be surprised how many people connected to it. So you only upset not just your spouse, but you let also a ton of people down in the process. And then also, if you got kids in the mix of it, you let your kids down too. Period. So that little moment that act that you had, you know, I would highly encourage anybody, you know, and kind of experiencing this stuff from both sides, man. Talk to your spouse, man. Talk to that person about some of your needs, your desires, and really, if your spouse is giving the level of energy or want to get y'all relationship to the next level, they should sit down and listen to you before you go out there and do something and try that you're gonna regret. But cheating, now that's a no-go for me.
Yeah, cheating is a deal breaker for me as well. He always tell me I don't talk up, but I don't just be screaming, because I'm not. You either want me here or you want me like up there. It's like really no in between. So it's like, but cheating is a deal breaker, and I feel like there's a lot of things. People say like just the act maybe of sex is the cheating aspect, but before you even get to that part, there's a lot of things that have to happen before that. So you
Getting
have a
in the
lot
car,
of
exchanging the text messages.
That's what I always tell them.
Setting up the location.
You got to do all of that.
Did you get the condoms?
All of that. It's too much. It's too much stuff.
Right up. It's real.
Too many ways.
I know it is.
It's too many ways to get out before you actually do that. And so again, back to that communication piece. If there is something, if we are in a marriage and even long-term relationships with the goal of marriage, if there is something that my husband needs as his wife, me personally, in this, I don't know, I think I'm obligated to fulfill that need. And if it's something that I'm struggling with or I can't do it, I need to be honest with him and say, babe, I understand that this is what you want, but here are my struggles with trying to achieve whatever it is that you need. Because if not, if you are lacking something, you do look for it. If it's a true desire of yours and it's a true need and it's something that you've expressed, you're gonna look for it. But it's still a no for me. I've already told him it's a deal breaker. I'm not forgiving. I'm not we out.
Right.
And you're gonna still pay these bills because you made the decision to do it. And it's a no. It's a no for me. You gotta go and you still gotta make sure we got, somewhere to live, some, food to eat. You still gonna work like you married, but you ain't gonna have no more money to play.
Nah, and
Mm-mm.
and on top of that, man, I like sleeping in my own bed. I like waking up to my bride. My kids come in the room. They know they're gonna find daddy and mommy here. Period. So it's about giving up that selfish act,
Hmm.
um, to
Like Miss
not
Stephanie
disrupt it,
said, she
to
said
not
it's
disrupt
selfish.
all of
Hmm.
the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just yourself that creates that act. And as far as the generation today,
Hmm.
and as far as the whole cheating aspect, I think it's because children and people that's coming up today haven't had to be committed to much of anything.
Yeah.
So because they haven't had many commitments to things in life, committing to a relationship that they have to be accountable to
Hmm.
is going to be an issue, because as parents of today's, and of course we deal with this every day in the household, we've tried to pave the road to where it's smoother for our children.
Yeah.
The problem is they got to be a level of resistance in that role, a level of tension that we apply to their everyday life, that they know how to overcome the adversity. The
Yeah.
adversity builds the character.
Hmm.
So that's how you find good people, people
Yes.
that you want to be around, that you want to have a relationship with for your life.
Yes. And
But
holding people accountable.
but if you have people where my mama never held me accountable, my
Hmm.
grandmother never held me accountable. If I told my teacher this story, my mama believed me. She never listened to the teacher. I ain't listened to the teacher. So
Hmm.
nobody in your life has held you accountable, has kept you grounded. You've been able to lie your way out of
Hmm.
situations. When you become an adult, the behavior when the rubber hits the road, what you think you're gonna do? You're gonna go back to what you've been doing.
Yep.
So that's how we get in these situations where nobody wants to, they cheat because it's easy. It's
Mm.
easy to do the wrong thing. It's always difficult to do the right thing
Always.
consistently through time.
Yes.
Right.
And it was something else you asked. Oh, about marriage being business
Business.
deals and
Yeah.
not taking it serious. I don't think people really understand the art of marriage. As you know, I grew up in church. And not only growing up in church, I have a relationship with God and I take it serious. And so I think a lot of that is built on that foundation of you got to have that to really understand what marriage is supposed to look like. And I think we are in a time where, religion has kind of taken over relationship in a sense, because some people say, well, I'm not into the religion thing, and that's cool if you don't want to be, but I believe in relationship more than anything. And the relationship with God, I think, shapes that, because men are technically the head of the household, but they have to have something that governs them. And I believe that God has to govern the man. So if you have a lot of men not believing in God and not believing that they answer to somebody, it's hard for them to invoke themselves as head of households in marriages. And so to me, it just kind of falls off, because we're in this place where it's like, be free spirited, be not, yeah, it's cool to, come and go and be cool and be laid back. But I still believe that you have to have reverence to God in a sense to help understand the marriage aspect of it, because I take my marriage serious. And sometimes it's not against like fleshly things. Sometimes it's like spiritual warfare. Like, we ain't just dealing with stuff that's just like, oh, a woman walking past, oh, that's nothing, he think I'm fine anyway. So it ain't really about you know the fleshly things. It's about, are you able to cover his mind? Can you pray for him and make sure that when he step outside your doorstep, you making sure nothing don't come, against him? So it's just a lot of things that I think our people perish for a lack of knowledge in a sense. So when you don't understand a thing, you don't really want to do a thing. And so the more we get away from that, then the more people don't, want to be in a marriage.
And then on top of that, it's about the level of examples that we set for our
Yeah.
youth.
Hmm.
If we give bad examples of what relationships look like, if we praise toxic behavior,
Hmm.
if we praise the people that, oh man, like, of course, Blueface was dealing with issues, him and his lady friend all on the internet and everything. If
Hmm.
if we praise those things and we uphold those things as people, then guess what? We aspire to be that in our lives. And that's what we teach our children. And of course, with my wife and through our children, that's like the one of the most important things that I cherish, in our union, is setting an example for our children
Hmm.
of them seeing us love on one another, hug on one another, see me kiss on my wife, not in an inappropriate way, but guess what? What would you rather? And I tell the children all the time, they're like, that's nasty. What would you rather? Me kiss your mama or me fussing at your mama and getting into an argument and we throwing stuff at one another? And they'd be like, no, I don't want that. I was like, hey
Yeah.
man, pick your poison. Which
Yeah.
one do you
But
want?
that's the middle kids, like the little babies, like the 2-year-old. If he
They
sees us,
embrace it.
if they
Yeah.
if they see us hugging, they want in on it. They like,
Right.
family hug.
Family
So
group hug. But that's the difference when you
yeah.
teach them, from a young mind, and then they grow up with it. Versus if you see your children, your adults, they fight with one another. They want to argue, and then of course they don't have no filter, no cutoff on when they could, when they gotta stop this talk. My wife tell me, you know what, we can table it. Let's table it.
I will table
Mhm.
something in a minute. Okay. Let's mm-mm, not right now. Mm-mm.
Tell you want to piggyback off of what they're saying?
No, I'm here just listening, taking it all in.
Well,
So I
I
go ahead,
want to
Zach.
jump in if you don't mind. I like to jump in, dog.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Zach.
We've been focusing on a lot of like the negative stuff. Like, what are some of the good things in a marriage? Like, there's a lot of good things that come from of two people coming together as one. People starting a family, even someone taking someone else's kids into their own family, different things like that. What are some of the good things that you can talk about from the family aspect and from you guys' perspective?
So I will start again saying that he's my best friend, and
Hmm.
that's the foundation. We have fun together. Like we don't need nobody else. We can. It can just be us in the bed binge watching TV, y'all, and we'll have the time
Hmm.
of our life, like having so much fun. And I think too that has always been our foundation. It started off as a friendship. It's like, man, you know what? I like her as
Hmm.
a person. She cool, he cool, we get along, we like the same things, and that's a big thing too, being able to be compatible. And I always say equally yoked. You got to like the same things. You got to be able to find things that work for both of y'all. And I think that, friendship is number one. And that's my favorite part
Hmm.
of like marriage, right? You have somebody that's like a forever friend. We all have best friends and things like that, but this person, this like your forever friend. Like it,
Hmm.
wake up, go to sleep. And then two, he is a great bonus dad. I came into the relationship with a son, and although different for him,
Hmm.
he took it on and has completely mastered it. It's like you wouldn't even know until we explain to you what the dynamic is, that's not his biological son. And so that was a big thing for me coming into it as a single mom. Of course, he had two kids
Hmm.
previously, and so too, I treat them like my babies as well. And we have this thing where the kids are our kids, and
Right.
that's that. And that has created such a beautiful, you know, thing for us. And I know for me in our house, when we first brought our house, my thing was this was going to be a place of love. And I
Hmm.
wanted anyone who came into my house to feel love, period. I walk through my house and I declare that that's what I spoke into my house. Some people call it manifesting, some people call it speaking it into existence. However you look at it, that's what I set for my house, and that's what it has been. So I'll let you chime in.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like, the marriage, the positive things, I always tell couples, man, go find y'all a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the more times you can find a thing that y'all can just connect on and be one and be in y'all element and enjoy it, that's the true love and the art of marriage. A lot of times people like, oh man, she this, she that, or he this, he that, but it's like, be okay with drifting into their world and then vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Be that person. Like, I fell in love with this woman. We would go hang out at one spot, just to be real frank with your artist, we go hang out at a white spot, boom, and see how she get on. All right, cool, that was cool. Then switch, hang out at the black spot. Man, this girl can go up and down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, she can go to this spot and get on. She can go that spot and get on. We can go to
Y'all, I was playing trivia. Just be honest.
she was
I was in
playing
there playing
trivia,
trivia,
and
high
and
fiving everybody.
and
Let's
she
go.
and she was killing it. And then sometimes you just can't bring everybody around to certain places and they get on. So like me, I'm a diverse person. I'm willing to try everything, of course,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it don't hurt me. I'm willing to try anything especially when it's a good time, good vibes, good energy, and then finding somebody that can embody that with you, and let's do it. And I give you this quick story. One time on one
Mm-hmm.
of our anniversaries, we had the kids, stuff was just going on. I didn't make the reservation. So we was like driving around town trying to find a spot to eat. I said, you know what? Let's just pull up right here. She said, let's do it. And we had the best dinner ever.
Pretty
And
sure we
and
conceived our
and
kid that
you
day
know,
too.
and I think that's where we made the second kid at. But it was like a person could be mad like because you didn't make the reservation, or because you didn't do XYZ and focus on the negative. It was just like, just at that moment, and just kind of set the stage for our marriage and relationship. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
we can pull over anywhere, no matter where we at. We'll try any type of food. I remember one time in Jamaica, we was on a tour. We had the best food of our life on the side of a dirt road, eating jerk chicken out of a hut.
Tina.
And it was
Mm-hmm.
good because we was together. So it didn't even matter. So like, some people need the fancy stuff, the high stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and all that is all good and fine. But at the end of the day, do you truly enjoy one another? And do
Yes.
you find joy in just being with one another
Yes.
and experiencing life moments, the highs and the low points?
Yes. Everything is a date with us. We go to the store by ourselves with no kids. It's a
It's
date.
a date.
Oh, so I'm about to piggyback off that, Jay. So
Go ahead, bro.
I need to know, how did Wayne and Erica come together as one? Who made the first initial like, hey, my name is Wayne. I need to know, how did y'all become one? Because y'all relationship, y'all marriage is beautiful right now. I like this. So I need to know, how did this become Wayne and Erica as one? Who made the
I'm gonna
first?
let him tell it because he
Uh-oh.
exaggerated a little bit,
I see the look.
and
Go
so it
ahead.
makes for a good story.
Okay.
So go ahead, babe.
So we worked together
Mhm.
at a former company she was working with, and then, so we just quite naturally we were spending a lot of time together at work.
See, no, I'm just saying. Go ahead. Go
Um,
ahead.
and it wasn't anything that was inappropriate at work, but it just the energy, the vibe, energy that we had. And then we would just went out one night just for some drinks, and it just was like hanging out, just nothing. We wasn't doing anything inappropriate, but the people that we was around, it was like, man, y'all a couple? It's like, nah. He's like, man, y'all sure look like a good couple. And for us, and at the time, it really didn't dawn on us. And so we just was going out as casual people, having drinks. Had a long day. Had a couple of challenges that was going on in our lives, and so we just kind of take a kickback, right? And then from that moment, it just was like a couple. I don't know about that, but we'll see. And then you know what? That night was a good night, and said, let's go hang out again. And then we went hung out again. And then it was like, you know what? We'll be with this person all day from 8 to 5.
Mhm.
and then after, and then in the afternoon, it'd be like, what are you doing? Where you going? You want to go have, a drink, a meal, or whatever. And then it just kind of started being like, damn, this is some good energy. And then we made a decision that, we're gonna be a couple through it, just out of our energy together. And we never had any issues at work, as far as our production, and just being able to
Mm-hmm.
still be around each other and being able to conduct the business side of things. So to me, that was special because when I'm at work, I don't play about my work, man. I'm focused. I'm a sales manager, so I'm like focused on trying to
Child,
get the bag.
that
I'm
work.
I'm about
Child.
making those
Yeah.
deals. I'm about making it happen. So
Yes.
when if you're not in support of trying to do that, or if you trying to detract from it, or you trying to slack
You
from it,
gotta go.
I ain't feeling it. Just straight
Mm-hmm.
up.
I'm so proud of you. This is like the first time you ever told a story, and it was like pretty accurate.
But you was feeling me. I ain't want to tell him all that like that. Like, you was feeling me first. She gave me the sweet eyes.
Let's
You know
say
what I'm
red.
saying? Yeah. She
No,
gave
he
me the
really
she
thought
gave
I
me the
was
sweet
fine when he first met me. He
you know.
always tell me that now. He was like, when I interviewed you, I was like,
I thought she was attractive, but
man,
because
shorty fine. But he's like,
I
nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna do that. She's
Mm-hmm.
already attractive.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it business. But I
And I
think
was working. Let me just tell y'all, okay?
Keep
I
it
was like Root
professional.
in that thing. I was working. To his point, he is really serious about the business. And I was working. I used to work hard until he knocked me up, and that's when
Game over.
game over. It was time to find another job. I had to go. I had to go because what he wanted from me, I just couldn't give no more. I'm like, you want me to do what? At what time? I'm like, just bring me the computer. Shucks. It was not. I was more of a disgruntled employee.
We have a question from our community, Kimmy. She has a question for y'all. She says, "Did you have any issues or challenges blending the families with kids involved?"
Oh, child, yes,
If
yes,
y'all
indeed.
of course, if y'all want to share that.
We could talk about some stuff.
Right.
yeah.
But yes, I will say this. In the beginning, it was easier for I think his transition, but I'll let him speak to his transition. Um, we had to do a little work with the oldest. No lies, no lies. So my mama, yes, mother,
Mm-hmm.
she'll tell you I've always been one to be honest.
Her
Okay.
family was very welcoming of me, of both sides of her family.
Nice.
I love those.
Same here,
I love those
y'all. Like
folks.
his
Like,
family made me
um,
feel so
the,
overwhelmed. I was like, "What is happening? They
yeah,
love me. Like,
yeah, they,
what is going
That's
on?"
what's up.
the families, our extended families, they made it extremely easy for both of
Yes.
us. And as far as the kids getting on, my oldest was a bit resistant because we
Mhm.
have our kids range from 18, 11, 8, 2 and 1.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So of
Um,
course,
so
teenagers
the
have a harder
teenagers
time.
probably have the hardest time of
Hey sis.
adjusting, and I would really say that it's about you know understanding the overall dynamics.
Mhm.
Children only they know what you tell them, but they don't really know the real deal of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the younger kids were fine.
Yeah,
They didn't
but
have
I
any
will
issue.
I will say this because I was the one that was probably met with the challenge. I kind of went into it. Well, again, I come from a blended family, so I kind of know what it is to be a child having a bonus mom and having to go through my own challenges to understand the dynamic and the overall picture and go through some things to say, you know what, I gotta learn to love this person for who she is. My dad has married her. She's here. She ain't going nowhere. She'll tell you. She gonna stick around to see what the end gonna be like. And
Mhm.
so her and I had to go through our own way to find our own way. And so I knew that coming into it as a bonus mom, I was gonna set the stage to make sure it happened organically. Was it even present at the time? No, but again, trusting God, I'm like, you know what? I already see this thing happening and we're going to have a great relationship because I know it to
Mm-hmm.
be true. I was her when I was a teenager. So I understood that. And I made sure that when she did come around, she was met with welcoming and open arms and not holding on
Just all
you know,
love.
chunking the deuces when she would see us. She laugh about it now, but That's what our reality was at one point. But I didn't hold a grudge, and I love her. Like she know you if you need anything, you know who to call. You know who got your back. You know it. And so I think although we did have challenges within our, you know, our family unit, meaning him and I plus the
Mm-hmm.
kids, I think we overcame, and I think I was kind of really prepared for it. But I had to recognize it. I had to recognize this. This was my full circle moment to make sure I handled it properly.
Yeah, she was. It's almost like she was built for this
That what
life.
they say. That what they say.
She's been like curated to be able to really spit on everything, and that's what. And I think that sometimes when you wonder why people come into your life, they come
Mm-hmm.
into your life for that reason. God bring them right there for you. And the things for us with the children, it's about trying to find those connection points, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people really, as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta always be the bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get out your damn feelings and be the bigger person no matter what. When the
Mm-hmm.
kids eventually, when you play the long game with the children, they realize, you know what, this person's not half bad after all.
Right.
And of course, the more positive things you influence them on their life to
Mm-hmm.
continue to play that long game, you will come out on top. My wife had to remind me of that. Our counselor had to remind me of that when going through different challenges in our life. It's like, play the long game, still be present, still show up, even when you don't feel like you're getting the respect that you need.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it really about? It's about being there in the moment, being present, or is it about if your respect in your pride, your ego, is that all wrapped up in the same, and you have more weight with those buckets, then being in support of your child, through their moment, through
Mm-hmm.
through their misunderstanding,
Yeah.
will you still be the understanding board for them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed up too. Let me tell you. No relationship, no nothing. Guess what? I'm right there because one thing you gonna know that I supported him in his support of you well
Mm.
before the relationship. So yes. And then I think his challenge, he didn't mention it, so I'm gonna just tell y'all. My son took to him so well. He was ready to call him daddy out the gate. Okay. Listen, like that's not my new daddy. People make jokes about that on movies, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how it be sometimes when the connection is real. And I think he was a little bit reserved and hesitant. He had to be like, wait, because I don't want to mess this thing up. And so I think that was one of his challenges because now he's living in the house full time with a son that he didn't necessarily have. But this kid is like, hey, I love you, man. Hey, you gonna stick around? You gonna be around? You gonna love my mama?
Yeah. So the kid really, he made it easy on me, I would say, because he's not a disrespectful kid. Of
Mhm.
course, he do things as bonehead, as a child. But
Yes.
when he approached me with that, I didn't really know how to take that because I was focused on, let me just try to get this thing right. Let me just try to make sure I'm getting this thing right for you
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want to fail,
Mhm.
but I didn't want to seem like a perfectionist. I'm still human. So we came up with a name. Instead of him calling me dad, I said, call me DW.
And
And
now my whole
and then
family
my
calls
whole our
him
whole
DW.
family called me DW. Instead of calling me daddy, he called me, and of course it's short for
Mhm.
Daddy Wayne, but it's a nickname that everybody felt comfortable with in
Mhm.
using. And it's something that I hold true. And I'm like, okay, I can take that. And nobody can be offended by the nickname
Mm-hmm.
itself. But that was our thing. He and I connected with that. So I welcome him and came up with that real quick. So he and I develop a connection, from here on out. And then, like now my oldest to call her when she needs something. And of course, when he be having his little issues going on, he
Yeah.
come to me and then
Yes.
bypass her and ask me to,
It's the same
do
thing.
whatever it is for him, that
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
exists. So it's really about, when you accept this woman, or you accept that man, you got to be willing and open to accept everything that come along with it, because everybody got their baggage when they
Everybody
come
have
when they come to
baggage.
your doorstep.
Yes, they do.
With kids or without kids, everybody
Yes.
still got some baggage that they got to
Mhm.
carry.
Yes.
Very
So I
well
hope
put.
you answered the question.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
definitely did.
Hmm.
Zay, we gotta before we further go along with this
I
episode,
got you.
I think we need to take an intermission, give everybody a chance to, refill their cups, stretch their legs out. But man, y'all been spitting some facts like gems. I'm sitting back just taking all this in and learning.
Hmm.
I'm sitting back and learning though. But
No doubt. It's a pleasure to be with y'all on
Yeah,
this
we
late.
don't mind taking a step back and just listening.
right,
Sometimes
right.
when somebody is just spitting facts, you know, it just listen. Sometimes it don't have to be a back and forth. So that's what y'all definitely have been doing. And even chat is in all like they usually are real chatty, but I think a lot of them are just like
Right.
we need to start doing that. You know,
We'll take that. We'll take that.
a lot of people are like we need to go to church on
They're
Sunday.
so used to toxic, they don't know what this is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look, see,
Appreciate that,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Kimmy.
saying. So like, yeah, they,
One at a time. That's the goal for real because
y'all
we
give
know
us
it
a-
exists. We know it exists, but we'll let you get to the intermission for sure.
Oh yeah, give us a chance.
Oh yeah, so we got a little intermission. It's just pretty much I throw up a little video and then we give y'all a chance to stretch, get a cup of water, do whatever, and then we kind of small talk for like 2-3 minutes and then we get into our final topic. That's all it is.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Good
right.
stuff.
What's going on, guys? This is Ziggy the Beast, and before we get started with today's show, make sure y'all head over to YouTube. Make sure you click that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and make sure you also click that bell icon right next to it to be notified whenever we go live.
Welcome to the We Blended and Blessed podcast. I am your host, Wayne G, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, the most beautiful
Erica G.
Our podcast offers real-life scenarios and situations that help you and your family overcome life's challenges, grow, have fun, and be blessed. We would like to thank you for tuning in this week as we talk about defining gender roles in marriage and relationships, who's doing the dishes, to managing the budget. So check it out. In recent trends,
Torrey and Sarah Roberts had a pretty, not a campaign, if you will, but he made that the platform.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're just taking a little intermission. We really want to appreciate everybody that's tuned in to this episode 4 of Let's Hash It Out podcast, alongside with Tay Talks, Ziggy the Beast, and our special guest, We Blended and Blessed podcast, Wayne and Erica. It has been one of these episodes where you're just taking in a lot of information and you're just learning and getting the perspective from people that's married, and just that's actually spitting gems, and this has been one of those type of episodes where I'm just sitting back and I'm taking all this information in, I'm learning. So, a lot of people be coming at my neck on these episodes, but I'm really just taking a step back and I'm learning and I'm really absorbing and really understanding the real nature and the real, like, what it takes to be in a relationship and to make it last. Not just to say I'm married, but to make it last and to make it refreshing. And that's one thing I'm noticing about their relationship, is that they marriage is so, it seems like every day is something new that they're learning about each other, but they so in love with each other, but they still at the same time, once again, I preach it, they best friends. what do you take from that first half of the show? Like, what did you take from it?
I took a lot of learning. I think I'm just like the people in the comments, like this hope, like that I may not be single for the rest of my life, a single mom. Like I could possibly blend a family somewhere down the line and be happy and in love. Like it's positivity. Like it's something from our usual that is you against I, man against woman. This is something that brings people to say, hey, it's not always us against each other. Sometimes it's us coming together to grow and build and have something beautiful.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Like I said, yes, appreciate that, Lala. Like I said, it's just refreshing to see the energy. Like you just see it. Like I'm just taking a step back and I'm just noticing like their relationship, their whole marriage, their friendship. It just seems like everything. I know everything is not perfect, but at the same time, though, you could tell that it go. It just seems like, like I just said, telling the people, I just love y'all energy. It's just something refreshing about y'all marriage. And I know it probably took years upon years and understanding, communication, sacrifice, and just the commitment and effort to get to this point. Like I said, I know not everything is perfect, but I'm really enjoying just learning from y'all and just understanding that, yeah, it's possible. Never doubted marriage, never doubted it at all, but if you just take the necessary steps and truly understand and communicate and have those type of conversations, like you said, it's easy to do wrong, but it's hard to do the right thing. A lot of people don't take the time out to have these type of awkward conversations when it comes to telling the truth and just speak your feelings. Like speak your thoughts. If you feel some type of way, if you have an issue, just bring it to the forefront. Don't be hiding and doing all these tests. And I'm a big opponent. I don't like to be tested. I don't like that. I hate that. We're not in high school. If you feel like you have something to bring to the table, bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. We're adults. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no time to be wasted. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I really appreciate the insight with y'all, man. Y'all really have been on point. Y'all been on point. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, appreciate that, man. This is a good dialogue with you guys.
Yes.
Our journey is unique because my wife makes it unique. And she taught me very early on about energy. Energy is everything, and in the amount of positive energy that you put into the environment, that's what you get back. And in the people that drain you, that drain the process, and that's just negative. When you're so positive and you're not about all that negativity, they'll stay away because you know why? You're not helping throw some gasoline on that fire.
Right.
And it started when we were working together. That's why I said it helped us really build the foundation. Like, of course, he's the early riser. He would get to work first, and I would come in and he'd be off, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And one day I just had to say, hey, I don't know what you got going on, but your energy. And I said, it makes it hard for me to even produce when I come into a place and you just like, I can't. And so we had to, we got another question.
All right, so we're gonna get to the question. We're gonna hold up. We get to the question. So Tay, before Wayne and Erica, before we go into these next topics, because we're gonna have a lot more questions. Our brother Dwayne has died born. He had a tragedy this year. May he rest in peace. That was my brother. That was a close friend to me and Ziggy. What type of impact that he have on y'all lives? Because that's how I met y'all guys. I met y'all.
Yeah.
What type of impact did he have on y'all?
So funny. I don't believe things happen by happenstance. I think everything is divine. He was my cable guy, y'all. He came to fix my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we had an issue. We needed help
because I work from home and I literally could not access the internet. And he came in. Y'all know his personality, and he was just easy to talk to, and not in a way, anything crazy, but we were talking about our kids, and we were talking about, respect in the household and how men have to be there to make sure their sons respect their mothers. And that was the start of our conversation.
Don't play with my wife.
And he was saying the same thing. He said he waited for his son. His son had did something. He said, but I waited for him to walk past that sofa and was like, boy, what you said to my wife? And that's the kind of thing that we talked about. And then that's what made me share that, we had just started a podcast, and he told me about you guys' podcast. He was telling me about his music, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna listen. And not typically I don't, but I pulled it up right then and there, and I listened, and I was like, you know what, story rap. I'm like, my husband loved that kind of rap. We just running it at this point.
And then when I came home,
And
it
then he
just
came, he so
started.
happened to come home. Well, first my son came home, and he was like, man, what this dude is? Like, hold up. What they got somebody in the house? Like, no.
He ain't having it.
And then my husband came home, and they also talked briefly, but he was on his way out, but still, he made sure we had what we need. He did his job, but then we connected about other things and just cultural stuff. And it was just good to be able to share. And I started following you immediately. He said, man, check out this podcast. He even talked about Tay. Tay got a podcast. He mentioned somebody else that had a podcast too, but he was putting everybody on. And I'm like, right then and there following, because I believe in support, and I believe in supporting our own, like, heavily. I'm heavy on the support. And out the gate, and when I saw that you posted about it, I felt it was okay for me to tell you that he was proud of you, because he was so proud sharing both of you guys's, endeavors. And, you got to know that he was putting on for y'all too. Like, yeah, he promoted himself, but he was looking out for his people too. And that just kind of spoke to the type of person he was. And I was messed up. Like, he came home, and I'm like, listen, this happened. And I'm like, wait, I think. And I went to like researching, and I'm like, no, for real. And I was pretty messed up. Only encountered him for less than an hour, but I felt like he was one of those that was like, nah, that shouldn't happen like that, or whatever. I don't even know what happened, but I just wasn't okay with it. Okay.
Yeah, that was my brother. Real close. And like I said, I just because of him, this is how we came together. Everybody that's tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how we connected. Dwayne told me about y'all, and then like Erica said, hit me up in the inbox, because I never, I didn't know who y'all was until his tragic death. And I was devastated. Like, to this day, I still listen to his music, and I'd be the first to be like, hey, man, I'm about to call him up. Man, that dope. And then I gotta realize he's not gonna pick up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know he's still here in spirit. I know he's up there right now, because he was one of our biggest supporters of the show. Always tuning in, pushing us to be great. So I just wanted to shout out S. Dwayne, for bringing us together. And prayers still go out to him and his family, Tay and the kids. I'm thankful for Dwayne for putting this together, because it was him that brought us together.
He really did. He did. And that's why I believe in just God ordained stuff. You can tell when things just firing on all cylinders. And it just was right from the beginning.
Right. All right, y'all. So y'all ready? We're going to get back into these topics. I think English 7726 had a question for you guys. He said, did you guys have issues with the other parents, and how did y'all handle it?
Well, I'm just going to say this, English. We are still in litigation for some stuff. I'm not going to tell you which parent it's about, but we are in litigation for some things. So some things we won't talk about, but I think the fact that we are in litigation means that we do have some issues. But I think to answer your question on how we handle it, we realize that we're a team. Him and I are a team, and nothing that comes against us is just against one person. I think that for me, it's just to support my husband, and for him, it's to support me. And I think one situation was better than the other, but again, I'm not gonna tell y'all which one this time. Check back, after we get out of litigation, and then we're gonna tell y'all all about it.
Hopefully soon. But that you have issues when I feel like you have issues when with the other parent in situations when they have not gotten over the situation, the breakup or whatever, right? For me, I take the stance of I'm okay with if you date somebody else and that's your choice to date somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control who you date anymore. I can't control what man around my children, right? Because I decided I'm not going to be there. This doesn't work for me. So for me, I can't be upset when you decide to move on in your life. And I think sometimes we get caught up as people, like, that girl better not be over there playing with my children here. That guy, he better not be over there trying to make my daughter call him her daddy or whatever the case may be.
Uh-huh.
And it's like there's certain things that we got to accept as people
Mm-hmm.
that say, like, you know what, it ain't work for me and that person, but I wish that person nothing but the best.
Yeah.
It is okay to
Yes.
wish your ex nothing but the best.
Yes. And that comes with healing. So I would say, how do we handle issues? You deal with self. That's
Yeah,
number
you gotta
one.
start with self.
You gotta look at self in the mirror because nobody's perfect and we are not without fault. And there are always things that we can do better. He is so hard on himself, like just with work, with life. If he can troubleshoot how to fix something, he's always looking at himself in the mirror. And I'm the same way. Like if I did something, that's me, my bad. I'ma own it and I'm moving on. So I think as far as just dealing with any issues that we do have that come up on either side, we look at self and we figure out how self can make sure they don't do whatever they did to get in this situation to it. Now, some things are inevitable, but we worry about self and always improving self for sure.
And another thing though, give yourself a 24-hour rule, man.
Oh yeah.
Let the cooler heads prevail.
Mhm.
Don't be so quick to respond to don't be so quick to send that text
Twitter
message to
fingers.
them.
Don't be Twitter fingers.
Don't be so quick to hit her up with that, blah, blah. Give yourself 24.
Mhm.
See if some things fix itself. And I think sometimes as people, we don't allow just the natural earth, like just to take its evolution and the
Mhm.
problems to kind of work themselves out.
Yeah.
We don't give that because we gotta be quick. We the YouTube people, we gotta know everything immediately. We
Mhm.
don't want to wait for anything.
Address it quick.
So and the problem is sometimes you gotta let it, it gotta bake.
Yeah.
Let it bake for a
I had a
minute.
coach say that to one of my kids, BJ's, well, that's his name, BJ, just so y'all know. One of his coaches, he said he don't deal with any parent conflict until after 24 hours after it happened.
Right.
And that's something that stuck with me from years ago. And, for him to, give that spill to, it works. Give yourself the 24 for real.
So that's how you deal with some of your conflict.
Yes.
Be patient to respond.
Mhm.
Yes. And
I
talk
have
to the person.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Eric.
No,
I'm
I was
sorry.
saying, and talk to your partner. Again, y'all on the same team. Nothing that's coming into your household is not against you personally. Y'all are one team facing an issue, not in a silo.
I'm
Okay.
glad you brought that up, Erica. Because Wayne and y'all, I got a perfect question for you. This is a hot topic. You said
Okay.
y'all are a team, right? Y'all are a
Mhm.
team, y'all work together. Where do y'all stand as far as the 50-50? That to me, that's a hot topic as far as like marriage. A lot of people feel like my wife or my husband has to pay all the bills and I do what I want with my money. Or, a lot of people come together and just say, all right, I'm gonna pay this, that, and this, and you pay this, that, and that. Where do y'all stand? If y'all don't mind explaining to us, how do y'all feel about the 50-50 rule? Does it exist? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I feel like all relationships, all married couples have their own little setup. In y'all case, how do y'all feel about the 50-50?
So I'll say this, right? If we won, how we gonna pick and choose which ones we gonna not be one on?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Just to start off with that, right?
Mhm.
So when it comes to the money, if we say we trust this person
Mhm.
with our life and everything, why we limit the finances, the money side to it?
Mhm.
So we gotta get over that. If we're gonna say we're gonna be one, we all in this together, then be in it together, straight up.
Yep.
And the thing about the bills, last time I checked, when you're in the house with that person, how you gonna divide up the lights?
You use 64% of the lights today. You use 72.
You know,
Thank you.
you took 5 more showers than me. Your
You took
child
5
take,
minutes longer.
how you going to divide that up, right? You
Right.
know, so
Yeah.
for us, you know, we pull it together,
Everything.
you know, pull it all together, you know, put this to the side, put that to the side,
Yep.
you know, put this into this account to cover these bills. But you know, it's not about, you know, hey, I need you to move this money here and there, and she'll say, hey, I need this to go like this. Then
Oh,
you know, go ahead, go with it. You
yeah.
know,
And I
as far
think,
as you know the finances, I think we get caught up. You know, like okay, for example, I make more money than her, so my share, quite naturally, is going to be bigger than hers.
mhm. So he's supposed to pay, I'm supposed to pay 50 of our bills and he make more money? I don't think so.
Yeah. So if my equation is 80, she got 80,000, she got 50,000. Um, how obviously there's a disconnect. We had $30,000 difference.
Yeah. The
So
only
how we
50
gonna
is
how we gonna be 50?
the only 50-50 is if people like 50-50. They have like, when you're in math class and with all this Common Core math, they got parts and wholes. If you look at a circle, you got 2 parts. Now, if you want to call it 50-50 because they got one being here and one being there, then hey, so be it. But that's the only 50 we got. But as far as the percentages we put into our marriage, everything is 100%. We giving it all we got, everything all in, or else it won't work because you're just setting up, you planning for your failure. And I don't believe in that. I don't have a plan B with him. Like I don't have it.
That pill don't exist. We don't
Exactly.
take that.
I don't have it.
Right.
I want a plan B, I'm gonna go to Walgreens. But other than that,
Come on,
I
Erica,
don't
stop.
have it. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. But nah, it's just like I said, I'm talking, to a lot of my coworkers and just people in general. And a lot of people feel some type of way. And I feel like I get the same response as far like, different married couples. We're 100%.
CBS.
Walker.
CBS.
Right. They're 100% in. It's no such thing as 50-50, you do this, do that. We are a team. So you take that 50 and add this 50, that's 100%. We 100% on everything. Bills, whatever I lack, I know you got my back. And if I'm slacking or if I'm lacking, I just need that little push to get me through.
Yeah.
I know you got my back.
That's
there's
it.
no such thing as, I guess society has told us, and there's nothing wrong with it. Man's supposed to provide, protect, and I'm all for that.
And he does. Let me just be clear.
That's
and does.
I think that's the right thing to do. But I think people take it as, oh no, you the man, so you are entitled to pay everything. And I'm just gonna hold. Let's just be frank. They have some women out here that actually think like that, and you even have some. They have men out here that just be like, which I can't condone that, where they'll just sit back and like, man, my women make all the money, so I'm gonna just chill and. I don't dig that.
My husband is a workhorse.
Right.
This one right here.
And I'll feel some type of way if my woman was, just doing everything and I'm just sitting back. No, I'm not doing that at all whatsoever.
I ain't even built like that, right? I'm not even gonna lie.
Either.
Like I ain't it don't even that don't even come on my schedule like that.
Yeah.
But it's the generation, Wayne. Like this generation is, let's be frank. It's kind of like I like my generation. I've kind of like we went through it all. I'm an 80s baby, so it's kind of
yeah, most definitely.
I've been through pretty much everything: Katrina, recession, what else? COVID. So it's kind of like I adapted, but I just don't dig that. And especially watching how my parents used to come together, there was no such thing as, they came together. Like if they had a problem, they came together and they found the solution together.
But then to that point, and the two shall become one. That's biblical all day long. However you want to look at it,
but
it's biblical.
And in the finance thing, it's really about what were you taught from your peers, from your parents? What were you taught? And that's why it's always big on what we give to our children. And that financial literacy is not what we the Black community, we're not that great at the financial literacy side of it.
I agree. So Kimmy has a question, and Zig is about to pull it up for you too. So she said, how did you integrate religious practice and spiritual beliefs to create a foundation in marriage?
Okay.
Great
Yes.
question, Kimmy.
I think you have to
I'm
have.
gonna let the PK kid
That's all right.
answer that.
Know your strengths. Know your
Yeah,
strengths. Know your
I'm gonna
strengths.
divert on that.
I think number one, you have to have your own relationship with God 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some type of. I believe in being equally yoked, and for me, equally yoked means having a relationship with God. That's a big thing for me. That's like number one. It don't have to be the way my relationship is with God, but you have to have one. You have to respect God for who He is. That's number one. And as far as integrating religion and spiritual beliefs. Let's like Wayne grew up Catholic. I grew up Baptist, and it's two very different religions. And I think when you are with the person that you're supposed to be with, things end up lining up the way that they're supposed to. He understands my purpose, even though he may not understand it in the full totality of it, but he knows that there is something on my life that he has to support as my husband. And because I respect him as my husband, as my covering, and as the head of my house, it's like it works. And I think, again, you gotta have that equally yoked. It gotta be yoked in that point, because then you can't thrive in purpose if you don't have it. So it was very easy once he got the culture shock of being a part of,
The
coming
Baptist
to
church.
Baptist church, because it's very different.
They're different.
They
They're different, boss.
it's different. And if you spent your whole life in Catholic church and not having, people, catch the Holy Spirit, if you will, which is
First time in
And from an
first time
hour
in the
service
audience.
to a 3 hour service, that's a difference as well.
well,
Yeah.
lucky for him. Well,
Only
lucky
on-
for him, we didn't do 3 hours. We don't do 3 hours. So that part wasn't it. But he understood that he's seen how I respond to church. He knows that when I go to church, I'm fueled and I'm ready to take on the world. He sees that that's like a pick me upper. And if, life is happening, kids have sports, and we weren't able to go, he makes it a point to make sure I'm able to be in church, because he knows that's a happy place for me. So I would say it was easy, because it's not more of pleasing me, but he knows I need it, and he was able to respond to my need in that sense, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of get into the question, um, when you realize, what you're connected to in a person,
Mhm.
being a part of, her father's church, and seeing the experience that it impacts you, your family, and it changes your spirit and soul. Don't get me wrong, my Catholic church, it fed me as well, but then when I got to a point in my life, and knowing that I'm connected to this woman, and seeing the things that happen through our relationship, I'm like, this is where, and then the kids get involved in it. They like going to that church. They like experiencing the things that happen after church, the fellowship and what have you. So then quite naturally, it just organically happens to where this is the best spot for my family. This is the spot for where they refuel. And I never had this before, but when you see a woman praying, and you see her praying over you, she's praying over your family, that changes you. So you don't really have no choice, because you need to, your life challenges, and you need to bring this. I need to bring this person to this environment so they can continue to pray for the blessings that we've been getting, and that they continue to fight the demons that we can fight off. So you need to set that up and make that happen. So integrating it onto our marriage, I have an understanding of God, she has an understanding of God. She encourages my education, and of course, because she grew up a pastor's kid, her level of education is much greater than mine. So sometimes I can be a bit ignorant on some of the
I call
stories,
him Peter.
you know and then my mouth sometimes is not the best. So, but her education of the Bible and scripture, and it's like, wow, I can
Sometimes
take
I shock
notes
myself. Let me just tell y'all.
from her.
Sometimes stuff come up and I be like, but the Bible says X. I be like, dang, I didn't even know I remember that scripture.
But
But
not in
anyway.
a negative way, not in one to oh, this person always talking about the Bible,
No.
not in of course in the most important thing, not in a hypocritical way. And where people talk about the Bible, or they listen to the gospel songs, and then they give hell every day of their life.
Yeah, you can't do that. I just don't believe. I don't think darkness and light can exist in the same place. It just can't. So if you really are serious about your relationship with God, giving hell to people, you should feel convicted. Like something should tell you, hey, that wasn't right. Something, and that to me, that's the true Holy Spirit. Like you have to know if you're doing something and because I'm something, I could be something to deal with, but I also know when I'm too much of something and I'm like, you know what, that's on me, my bad. I have to, still check myself too. And so I think, to that point, if you really about that life for real, then you striving for peace in all areas of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got another one. This is more of a funny one. We did a question in the pre-show, and me and Tay, we agreed to disagree on this one. Pillow talking, which is sorry.
Make sure his friends not on. No,
I said what I said. I do not pillow talk. No, I cannot do it. Like I just feel like it's not like you hiding anything. It's just nothing. Like in a group chat, I cannot do it. I can't just, let me tell you what such and such, babe, you know who, da 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 da. Nah, I can't do it. And I don't even expect my, woman to come back and tell me everything that her and her girls talked about. Because I was just on some stuff. Okay, what we eating for dinner tonight? What me and you doing tonight? I'm not worrying about all that. I don't want to hear that. It's gossip. I'm good. I don't want to hear all that. Where y'all stand with that? I just don't feel like I can pillow talk about what's going on in the group chat. Tay said, "Oh, I want to know everything." Oh no, because your feelings is gonna get hurt if I tell you everything. Then you're gonna start questioning, well, what type of friends you got? Why you hang out with him? You gonna start doing that? I ain't got time for it. Well,
I'm gonna let him go first because he has an active group chat. I don't. I'm gonna let him speak to
all
that.
I can say, right, it sound like that came from some experience, my brother. To where your experiences are controlling your destiny of what you will and will not do.
Yes.
So all I can say is, with this, my wife is dope, right? And I knew this, from some times we would hang out at a bar, and we all drinking, the guys, the bros, and the ladies. I mean, it just mad energy. And then we think we getting towed up, and then my wife come back with more shots for the group. I'm like, man, what is you doing, man? So
That was me.
she's one of the bros, one of the homies, right? But so I know I can talk to her about anything, but
right.
there are certain things that that you just don't share with your wife.
Like what?
Oh yeah,
exactly everything that they do. No, I don't need to tell you everything that they do.
exactly.
But there are some things that,
Like what, for example?
what
I'm just trying to see something.
she's trying to start something.
I'm trying to see something.
There's like, okay, if this one is going here doing that, this and I'm not giving the details because a lot of times that's not the important thing. But for example, if like one of my friends, he's getting into a situation, he's connecting with a young lady, and he's feeling some kind of way about her.
That don't count because
So-
he told me himself.
But I told you about it beforehand, before it happened, right? So that's those kind of things is like, that's what you share. But I'm not about to share somebody else's secret. If they tell me a secret, then obviously a secret is told for a reason. It is told to me in confidence.
Right.
Now, if my wife, what secret did he tell me, and she's pressuring to get that information? That's not right. It should. I'm not, and then vice versa. I'm not pressuring her to say, "Hey, what did your homegirl tell you that's a secret? And that's in confidence. If they tell you something in confidence, I want you to be that person that embodies that part of it. And of course, if there's something that harms somebody, then obviously you will share those details. But if somebody telling you things in confidence, then obviously share that information.
I feel a little bit indifferent
You can say
about
what
that.
you
I'm
want. Go
on
ahead.
like,
I'm feeling where Wayne coming from. I'm not with I'm
I
sorry.
get it.
No, but that my wife knows about, like, my bros group chat,
Mhm.
and she knows about some of the things but most of the things that we exchange, the jokes and the stuff, and sometimes I even show it because it just be right off funny. So instead of me keeping it to myself,
Right.
and like, what are you looking at? Why? What you? I just show it because some of the stuff is just straight wild, right? So I share the details with it. It's not that I'm gonna keep it a secret. So sometimes you gotta use your discretion, your best judgment to know when to let people in on those particular things. That way
But that's about
you're an
serious stuff.
you're open book.
This supposed to be a fun question. That was serious. Like if he being serious and telling you like, serious stuff, I get it. I know I say this. Ladies, you know enough to know you could put two and two together. I don't need you to tell me anything. I could figure it out. I told y'all earlier in the pre-show, I think I got inducted into like the friend group, like honorary member, because he messed up in the beginning. He messed up and sent me
I shared
something that
some
was
photos that
intended
I wasn't
for
supposed to
his
send.
friend group. So now I'm an honorary member. Like now you gotta share with me because you messed up. You gotta have balance too. Like I can be the homie, but I can also be the praying warrior too. Like I'm like that. So I'm an honorary member. I don't know if his friend group knows it, but I am. And I be knowing who doing what without even seeing it. Women have this, they have this discernment and woman's intuition. So I be knowing. I know what goes on. I don't even need you to tell me. Ladies, when you so in tune, don't worry. You'll figure it out. And then, right, I just want to tell you, you
I
gonna
was
find the
I was here the
one,
whole time.
and you gonna be telling her stuff like, "Babe, you're not gonna believe, believe what this."
But the thing is this though, Ryder. Can you share things with your woman and she keep it 100% to just y'all circle, right?
Yeah.
Just you two. And if you can build that trust in with that individual, when those things happen, you got you a good one.
Yeah.
Now, if you telling her things, sometimes when we talk about tests, that's your test right there.
Yeah.
You want to share something with somebody, you want to see how far it'll travel,
Right.
share that information. But if they keep it just to themselves, that's when everything that y'all got is in confidence, because that's where it starts and end at. If I tell her my wife something, I know she ain't about to go tell her mom or her girlfriend, her this one and that one. That she ain't about to tell everybody all that stuff.
And that's why pillow talking is okay, because if you can't share certain things with her and know it's not gonna leave, away from the pillow, then that's when you have the issue. But until you find that one, you're gonna feel like that.
Hey, I'm learning. I like that. That was good info, though. That was definitely good info. So we have another question for you guys from Shelly Stan.
And we on this will probably be the last question. Just letting everybody know.
Did you guys experience?
Want to make sure we're respectful of I guess time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys experience any issues with the children getting along? So when y'all blended all the children together, do they get along? How does that work? Did y'all have any issues in the beginning? Still?
I wouldn't say too many issues. I did. I would say they had to adjust to having more people. My son was an only child for a very long time, so he went from being the only child to being a big brother to his bonus siblings, and then being a big brother to kids that I had as well. So
and
he
being
went
a little brother at the
and
same
a little brother at the same
token.
time.
So it was a lot. He had probably the
biggest adjustment
real fast.
Yeah, and it was quick. But I also believe that the oldest in him, excuse me, have a really close relationship, and them two share secrets with each other that we don't know about. So I think too how we I think we allowed organic relationships to happen. We didn't force anything on anybody. But I think BJ had the hardest adjustment. Just
Hmm.
the role of a brother, this is where you teach protection and who you are accountable for and things you have to look after and things you can't do, and you got to lead from the front type of mentality. And so all of these things are coming at him. But he also said, man, I want a big family. And he got it, but he just didn't know how he was gonna get it. And
He didn't
so
know it was going to happen that fast.
yeah.
But I think most importantly with the children, as the parents, you have to exude a lot of patience with that learning process. And of course, I am a big brother. My sister was in here, and I always call her the little sister, even though she's the big sister. I still call her. I'm the big bro, right? So you have to be taught how to be a brother or sister, especially an older brother and sister. That's things that's expected of you in your role that you do not know exist in your role. So you have to be taught. There she goes commenting yup on it. But anywho, I love that girl. But you have to you have to be taught that process, and you teach them. And now that we have young boys that's 3 and 1 now, we're teaching them at a young age and look out after your brother. Bring him along with you. Make sure you share with him and all these things. And of course, my bonus kid, he was brought into it where at the time I guess he was like 7 and 4, or my other daughter, and quickly, hey, do this now. You gotta do this. You gotta be this way now. And it's like, whoa! I just learned this person yesterday.
I don't really want to be there.
I gotta share everything. I gotta share my mom. I gotta share my mom with you as the man, and I also gotta share my mom with these daughters of yours.
But he was a team player too. But I think too what helped him a lot was that he saw the way Wayne loved me. And to this day, he's like, man, you really love my mama, huh? That is like the best. Like, what, we just gonna be together forever, because that's how you do that. But I think too, I had to coach the oldest one on how to say, you know what, hey, yes, you deserve to be, looked at as the older sister. I said, but there are certain ways you have to do that. So that was again to the point of patience and having teaching moments to make sure you're not getting frustrated in that part of the process. And you just have to be prepared for that. When knowing you're going into a blended family, patience is gonna be your virtue for real.
But it starts with the adults, though.
Oh yeah,
it starts with the adults.
You have to be an adult,
and you gotta lead from the front.
Yeah.
And expect the children they will eventually catch your lead.
Yes.
And your drift. So you can't be getting frustrated with them because they don't know how to be a brother sister to somebody.
Yeah.
I like that.
Man, that's very, very good, man. I just want to say, first of all, just thank y'all for taking, close to 2 hours of y'all's time to chat with us and share with our community, our listeners, our supporters, your experiences and kind of the other side of, more of the positive of marriage, because sometimes we focus on a lot of negative. And that was very, good, from my end to kind of hear more of the positives, because I think sometimes, we focus too much on the negative, and it's good to kind of highlight some of the good things that people can get out of it. So I definitely appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank y'all, man. It's been a blessing.
Yeah. So we getting comments from Kimmy. Y'all changed the whole trajectory of my life. They gave me everything. Like y'all, I hope y'all know the impact y'all are having on the people that are listening and the people that are going to listen in the future. Because a lot of people do go back and check our VODs. But yeah, definitely appreciate y'all, man, for coming. I guess we're gonna go around the table one last time, and then we'll finish up with Wayne and Erica, give our last thoughts. Tay, do you have any final thoughts to give to everybody, to our guests, to our listeners?
I do not have anything tonight.
Y'all done left Tay speechless. This is like a first time in history. Maybe when y'all come back, Tay will be a little bit more talkative for y'all. Sean, you have any final thoughts for our guests and for our listeners?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I definitely gotta thank Wayne and Erica for taking their time out to teach me. You know, I'm single, so I'm still out here trying to find a right woman or whatever like that. But I learned a lot from just their energy, the positivity, the teamwork, it's just refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's just a lot of negativity around here. The trends that you see on social media has brainwashed this generation to thinking like marriage can exist. Marriage doesn't exist. I don't want a relationship. It's too much work. It's too much time. It's a headache. Blah blah blah. With y'all tonight, what y'all displayed, y'all really put people on notice to say, if you really want to be with somebody, if you really want to make it work, it can happen. All it takes is understanding, communication, the effort. That's the main. Put the effort in and
Put
really
the effort in. Yeah.
and just be yourself. You don't if somebody you're gonna be with somebody, just be yourself. You don't have to change for anybody.
That part.
Understand that you have to adapt. Of course, you have to adapt. You have to be willing to sacrifice some things in order to make things work. And y'all relationship, y'all marriage is just beautiful. And like I said, man, shout out to my brother Asdod Dwayne, because like I said, without him, this wasn't possible. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was meant for us to come together, have a conversation for the older people, even the younger generation. This was beautiful. And I really appreciate y'all taking y'all time out to bless us with y'all knowledge and dropping gems. And y'all definitely have an open spot. Anytime y'all want to come on, just hit me up, hit Zig, stay up. Y'all definitely are more than welcome to come back on this show and drop some more gems. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
I
my
wanna,
brother and sisters.
Yeah, and I want to jump in as well as like once again, you know, these are people from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing this in the city. Hopefully, we'll see more of this in the city with podcasters, content creators getting together, spread a positive message. And hopefully, it won't end here. Hopefully, we'll start getting boots on the ground, doing things in the community. You'll be seeing some of these faces a lot more in the future. So once again, we can't stress enough how much we appreciate you, Wayne and Erica, for taking time out of y'all's evening. Like I said, you have a family and y'all have you know, lives outside of this. So any time that y'all dedicate to us, you know, we appreciate it, and you know, we don't take it lightly. And I'm sorry to say y'all stuck with us for now. So
Nah,
we
it's
ain't
all
going nowhere.
good, fam. Y'all,
We family now, y'all.
y'all
We
good.
in
Y'all
there.
good
kind of stuck
people.
with us. Just saying.
That's so funny. That's the same thing I told him. Then when we first got together, I'm like, "Yeah, you stuck, big dog. Don't even worry about it."
Not the big dog.
Big dog. Don't worry about
All
it.
right, so as guests, we're gonna give y'all a floor. If people didn't take anything of what y'all said today on today's show, what do you want people to leave with today? You know, we've been talking just a little bit under 2 hours. You know, some people may take messages here or there, but if you can have people leave with anything, what would you let them you know, leave with, and then we'll send y'all off, and we appreciate y'all. So we're gonna
You
go
want
ahead
me
and
to
back
go?
out. Y'all got the floor,
Yeah.
and we appreciate y'all again.
Well, I appreciate that part of it. Just like we end
I'm
on.
sorry.
Oh, no worries. Just like our podcast, we like to end on a positive note, and just what we covered today. I think marriage is beautiful, and I think knowing who you're with and knowing that it is a God thing before anything is something that people should do, and I think God should govern every area of your life so that way you can have the peace that you look for. You know, the song say this is the peace that you cannot find. You get that through God, and it helps you build your relationships. It helps you be able to put the best foot forward. And though you may get tired sometimes and you're in pursuit of something great, those are the things that keep you grounded. And I think that marriage is important. What you give into it. He mentioned something about sacrifice. We didn't really talk about it, but sacrifice is also important. There are some things I have to give up to make sure we both are successful. So I think that that's the biggest thing. And then what you put into your marriage, your kids naturally get that.
Absolutely. So thanks again for having us.
Yes.
Ryder, Tay, Ziggy, the whole community. Much love to you guys for having us. Like my wife said, on a positive note, I'll be brief. As the scripture said in churches, we can, exhausted but still in pursuit.
Mhm.
And I think that's the way that you have to get about the true relationships that you want in your life, and the things, of course, up that have us that have children, the things that we want to teach our children. Never give up on those things. Continue to pursue the level of happiness and satisfaction that you want in your life, in your relationships. Embody that and live that, and believe that those things are all good things are possible through God, prayer, and patience.
Mhm. But thank y'all. We gonna be back. I can't wait to hear the story about pineapples. Mhm.
Yeah, I want to check that out. Pineapples. Welcome to the We Blended and Blessed podcast. I am your host, Wayne G, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, the most beautiful
Erica G.
Our podcast offers real life scenarios and situations that help you and your family overcome life challenges, grow, have fun, and be blessed. We would like to thank you for tuning in this week as we talk about defining gender roles in marriage and relationships, who's doing the dishes, to managing the budget. So check it out. In recent trends,
Tory and Sarah Roberts had a pretty, not a campaign, if you will, but he made that the platform.
Man, that was dope, man.
Well, how the old folks say, we had a time. We had a time.
Yes, man. Once again, shout out to Wayne and Erica from the We Blended and Blessed podcast. I think I learned a lot. It made me think. Y'all know I'm a thinker. It made me put a lot of things in perspective about just a lot of things, not just in marriage or relationship, but just in life in general. It makes me just sit back and really just think, like, man, like it just, I don't know, it's just something about their marriage that was just different. It's just refreshing. It's like every morning they find a new way to love each other. They find a new way to inspire, motivate, uplift each other. Like it just seems like every day it's something they're learning from each other.
And it proved too that sometimes we get into this thing where we overthink things. They said they pulled off on the side of the road and they made it a date night. There was eating takeout. Certain things like that. So sometimes don't overthink things. But also I want to also make sure too, it is the We Blended and Blessed podcast. They are a bi-weekly podcast. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, and wherever you get your podcast from. So they aren't a live podcast like this yet, but if you want to catch them, they're on season 2, episode 4 right now. But it's a ton of content that y'all can catch up on. They have some things they're talking about, letting children visit, the other parents, or you securing your relationship, cheating in relationships, major purchases, and blended families. So they talk about a lot of different topics that affect the family dynamic of a blended family. So definitely check their podcast out. It's a lot of positive messages and a lot of things that they share on that platform. So Tay, do you have anything you want to add before we get on out of here?
No, sir.
You gotta have something. Now we ain't gonna take that.
No.
Nah. Your name is Tay Talks. You
all
gotta.
that information that we got, there's nothing.
I don't have anything to say.
So we'll get back to you later. Then I guess you'll have some. You gotta process everything that you took in, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, we'll do that.
I think she's just shocked. Like she's really speechless because she probably just like, wow.
Yeah, man. Because every time you come on here, you talking about pineapples and cheating and all this. So like, oh wow.
First of all,
so like, oh look, this is
hold up. First of all, I'm always talking positive. Y'all bring that negativity stuff out of me, and I be having to let y'all know, like, hold up, now, don't go for that. But no, and I ain't even bring up the pineapples. Y'all bring that up. Y'all kind of bring the story up. I don't know why y'all so intrigued about that story. Like, leave it alone. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, we brought about this. We was kind of like letting it slide, and then
I did not bring it up though. Justin, one of our supporters from the Let's Hash It Out community, he brought it up. He was telling Erica and Wayne, make sure y'all come back for the pineapple story. Like,
them people don't want to hear that.
Bringing that up, like
the people are real crazy. Yo,
man,
Them people don't. Them people, y'all ain't learned nothing.
nothing.
Nah, but all jokes aside, man, like we definitely appreciate once again them coming on, and it's just good to collab with people in the city, man. I don't know, like some people that's listening to this might not be from New Orleans, but like you always hear so many stories about people keeping each other down. You hear the term all the time, crabs in a barrel or crabs in a bucket mentality. That's definitely a thing, you know. I'm sure it is in other cities, but I can only speak to my city, which is New Orleans, and you know, to a lesser extent, Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just good to see people come together, and this is what we, you know, strive to do a little bit more of. So definitely appreciate it.
And like I said, you know, like I said, man, it was just about I've never met Wayne and Erica until like face to face. Well, not, you know, literally face to face, but tonight.
I know.
Well, that's why I, you know, when they came and, you know, they said what Dwayne said before his tragic death or whatever like that, you know, I was like, you know, I already know how my big bro was. You know, he always pushed us. He always said, man, I want you, Tay and Zig, I want y'all to definitely take this show serious because there's potential behind it. He's seen the greatness in all three of us. And when I seen them inbox, I was like, hey, this is another Black-owned podcast, just like us, talking about a lot of things that we're talking about. And just to have them come on, like I said, just to give that positive energy, just a different perspective. You know, I know me and Tay, we give y'all gems. We talk about things from a different perspective as far as like, you know, single people, and Zig is married himself, but just to have a different outside perspective on the other spectrum of being married, just to look at things from their perspective, it was very dope. And, you know, like I said, I still learn from the Let's Hash It Out community and just them in general. I learned a lot. So, you know, I'm going to take everything that they said tonight and just apply it, bro. Like every day you can apply something new. Just make it. Oh, yeah, she going to have something to say. She don't have something to say. I know.
We know.
I'm saving it for the after show. I'm saving it.
We got you. So once again, to all of our listeners, make sure y'all check us out on all podcasting platforms at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. If you do, we'll read it live on the show. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all that good jazz. I'm Ziggy the Beast. This is S Ryder, and that's Tay Talks. And we just hashed out the family dynamic with the Guidrys. This was episode 4, season 2, and we out, y'all.
Hey, it's Tay from Let's Hash It Out podcast. The first place you come to hash things out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. No topic is off the table, and the audience is the biggest part of the show. Get ready for Let's Hash It Out podcast.
Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Men lie and women lie, but numbers don't. We can debate if you want, but I know you really won't. I'ma reach and guess my percentage on the desk. I'm sure like Holmes, detective skills, it be at the max. S Ryder, his topics, he bringing be the best. Ziggy the Beast, he be streaming, that man is built for next. Tay Talk, she wear the dress, but don't try to press. I'm S dotted, I'm camping smacking, we at your neck. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Get out your feelings and stop to kill it and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out.
Come on, pull a chip. Pull a chip as rider. We right here.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Come on, I need some feedback from chat, man. How y'all like the show? You know what?
All that, man.
What y'all,
like
what
I
y'all
said,
think?
shit, 100% with me. 100,000. Why I'm coming with it, bro. Like, this is probably one of the best episodes. You know, I think every episode we built upon this.
Tay, like, here you go again. This the best episode. Like you said that last episode.
I'm gonna keep saying it.
And the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that.
Every episode is dope.
So we'll just say we're getting better with time.
Yeah, you know, takes
Post show
time.
discussion. But yeah, this is a time. This is not for those that's gonna listen back on the show. Once again, this will not be on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast version. This is just extra content for us on YouTube. So this is where we get feedback to craft up the next show and the next show and the next show.
Oh, yeah.
So if y'all have anything y'all want to tell us, let us know. Jay said, our boy Jake Cordier, he said that was flames.
It was flames. Nice change of pace.
Nice change of pace, see? Yeah, yes. Nice change of pace.
Yes.
Y'all got anything?
You still in disbelief? What's going on over there? Still got you speechless?
I'll say this. As a single woman, I feel like it's certain topics that I can't really touch on because it's not something that I'm experiencing, I'm going through at the moment. And then also, I feel like when it comes to me as a person, depending on what my headspace is, I'm not going to engage as much because I don't want to project some things that I may be going through, I may be feeling onto what our situation is and the message that we're trying to put out that's positive and different from what may be different on my end or what I'm going through. So for me, if I can't bring anything positive or bring the message the way that it's supposed to be brought, I'm not going to present it. So I think that was the headspace in this show is more of a take things in and write a couple notes down and a couple self-checks. But as far as me, if I'm not in the right headspace, I'm not going to really address certain things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes total sense. I think this episode was more of, I think, a lot of people, pretty much all these topics, which we have, new ones coming up and different things that we haven't touched on yet. I think a lot of people have already gotten our perspectives from me and Tay and Zig about, we don't just focus on negativity, that's not what we're about, but it's just the stuff that we have to talk about that has negative, impacts. It's positive, but it has, just like anything else, it has its pros and cons to everything. So, but it was very good to have a couple like Wayne and Erica to come on and just for us to sit back, just to sit back and just take in the information till when we are getting ready to be in that type of space with that particular person or whatever like that, you could be like, well, shit, I got a little, just something to keep in your mind, or hey, maybe what I heard from this couple, maybe I need to apply it to myself. Maybe nobody told me something like this before, or I've never heard it, or I just never took the time to apply it. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, you know what I'm saying? But it just felt good to kind of sit back and, try, get people. I like to learn, that's just me. I like to listen from everybody's perspective. And I see Tay over there blushing. Damn,
that's because we getting roasted in her group chat. Hey, who?
What you laughing at, Zig?
What I do? I was just chilling. I was just chilling.
Oh man.
Nah, I'm messing with you, Tay. I know what you
You know what I'm laughing at.
sleight of hand.
Oh man, go ahead.
You see it? Nah, so y'all can see this is like the backstage view. And this is the we got like a little group chat, hash it out. So I always be messing with Sean and T. I'd be like, look at him in deep thought. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Not like zoomed in on Sean. So yeah.
Bro. I ain't ashamed of it. I'm always thinking, bro.
But it was very informative from the marriage perspective. We kept everyone's situation. Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
Take learn from Sean. Sean, yeah, everybody can.
Sean definitely learns from me every week.
Lyndon, hey, what's good, Lyndon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad, dog. I ain't give you your credits for the show today. Hold on. Boom, there you go, bro. Oh, Lyndon.
What do I learn?
I haven't seen him tonight.
Oh,
who that?
The Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
That sounds like a great show, but I'm just saying.
I like
that boy.
I like it.
Oh, trust me. I know episode. Say, if he's not gonna be tuned in to one episode, I know for sure he definitely peeping out episode 6.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna be ready for episode 6.
He definitely.
I'm about to start recording now. I'm about to start promo. I'm about to start getting it together now.
Look at that. The Devil's number 6. Look at y'all. Y'all ain't learned nothing.
I can tell you right now, Justin, my bro Justin, my bro Lyndon, and it's a few other people. When we promote this episode 6, because we're already putting it out there, it's episode 6, people. I think that's gonna be one of the we're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna learn a lot. And I don't want no, I have no comments. I plead the fifth. Nope. None of that. And I'm talking to the person in the middle. That person. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear all that. Yeah, I don't get into all that. I don't want. Look.
Oh, that's how TB. Wait, do that again.
I don't want to talk about this. Flipping their hair and.
That's what she be doing?
Real bad. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. Episode 6.
Tell me what you really think of me. Tell me what you really think of me.
Yes. I don't want none of that.
Tell me how you really feel.
When episode 6 come, have your guns.
I'm gonna have to box my mama, but I'm good to go.
That's cool. That's cool. Do what you gotta do. And look, Brittany, don't do that. Stop with that.
I like that. Real bad.
I mean, you said it last episode.
I didn't say it today neither, and I'm not gonna say what she just said, so I'm gonna leave it at that. No,
real bad.
That's the problem, right?
I like that.
The problem, right?
Y'all ain't learned nothing.
Didn't know nothing. Hard head.
But
hold
yeah,
up,
man.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think about for both of y'all? What do y'all think about the 24-hour rule? Because I think that was something that
let me say what's so funny. Let me tell you what's so funny. Anybody who I've ever dated or dealt with, they will all tell you the same thing. If we got into it about something, or I found out something, or we had a disagreement with something, they're going to tell you, I'm going to give her a day. Because if I tell her something, or we talk about anything within that day, she's going to go 0 to 1,000. So I'm going to give her that day, and then I'm going to try again the next day, because I'm going to give her some time to get herself together. I can tell you, I'm the person with 24 hours going left. I mean,
right.
Not take with a temper.
By the time I text you, I'm gonna be able to talk to you on a level, not screaming. I'm not calling you out your name. And like I said, I had that bad at one point in time. At one point in time, there was flying, like ready to jump on you, like jumped on you before, like those type of vibes.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that, dog. I don't know.
Tay, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the comments.
You be surprised.
Tails wilding
like how big or how tall I'm leaping.
My dog said we getting fruit cups, bro. We getting sponsored by Dole.
That's too.
Hey man, hit up
Actually, let me
hit up
go ahead and send them an email. Put a letter in the mail form. They might put us on.
Hey, you never know, dog. They might answer.
Never know until you try.
I
We
can't
can
get
look
over
at
that.
sponsorship. That could be it right
It was good,
there.
bro.
Hey, free cans of
Sponsorship.
pineapple juice. Shit, pineapple juice good. Shit. Put it in the freezer, mix it up with a little Ciroc. You heard me? Coco Losa.
I mean, I don't think they're really referring to the
I know exactly what they're referring to.
I think they're referring to like the rings, you know, the ones that you used back in the day. Like those.
Dog.
Yes.
Frisbee.
Nah, I ain't gonna say a frisbee. More
Oh,
like,
it is like a frisbee.
no, it's not.
No, the horseshoes, like at the
No.
carnival.
No.
So what you use, the regular ones? We trying to just get a little snippet of it.
Regular one. They got the rings. What other ones you gonna use?
They do not have the rings. They have diced.
Who the fuck putting dice on?
I mean, I'm just trying to get your whole truth. I don't want to make
Hold
up
on,
your
babe.
story
Hold up
for
right
you.
quick.
The pineapple ring you put on a ham. Pineapple rings. Ain't no triplets or dice
That
pineapple.
boy,
This ain't no Rick Ross song.
bro, this man about to be in the. Hold on, stay right there. Get the knife, start cutting up a pineapple.
Man, bro. Y'all are
Ah,
wild.
call me
Oh
crazy.
man,
At
y'all
least you
wild.
know.
Yeah.
Horseshoes, bean bags,
Thanks.
or like the cornhole.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, any plans for? So what? This will be episode 5 coming up.
Yes.
Any sneak peeks for the people? Anything you thinking about?
Yeah.
Anything that you kind of
What you got to say, boss
give 'em a
man?
little
Horoscopes.
tidbit?
Horoscopes.
Oh, so
No.
horoscopes next week.
Yeah,
I thought
it
Tay
is.
said they got a plan
It
there.
is. Horoscopes is next week. It is.
Y'all sure?
She actually just followed us on Instagram. As I was sitting here, she actually followed us back on Instagram.
See, Zig, and that's the
All right.
thing. See, Tay learns from me. Learn to sit back, observe, and listen. Pay attention. I know exactly what next week is. Horoscopes.
Well, I didn't know. I ain't know if I ain't know if we was pivoting. You know.
Oh,
It's
we're
right.
not pivoting.
You know, boss man sent us the lineup, and we go with it.
No, I just know what we had lined up. I'm following you.
I have two bosses. I'm just a worker. I got two bosses. I got a boss that tell me when I need to log in and when everybody is in on this session. And then I have another boss that tell me what we gonna talk about. And guess what? I get on here and I talk.
One thing you're gonna learn
Well,
about
I
this
control
show.
promo for the most part. I control promo.
Tay,
Come on, I got you. You got credits.
Come on, Tay. That's
Hey.
They no workers.
That's me right there, social media manager. That's me. That's my title. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have management behind my name. I never seen that before.
We all bosses though. Let's be for real. There ain't no workers on the ground.
Bam.
Woo!
We all bosses.
And he's beyond a boss. He a creative writer. Like he's beyond.
Writer.
He's not no manager. He's not no boss. He's the creative writer.
Sean, you better watch yourself. Tay sounds like she has little people syndrome.
I do. I got a bad like EA. I got a bad.
I'm like, Tay can't have a temper like that. She be chilling.
I mean, I'm cool as a cucumber, but once you get me to that level, I'm gone. I'm take off.
I think everybody like that, Zig.
No, everybody got their breaking point.
But I think it's because when you so cool and like you so laid back and you just not with the foolishness, when it comes to you, then it's like, okay, we have a problem.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is fair. So we got 2 minutes left on our post show. 2 minutes left. Anything y'all want to say before we dip out?
Jet fuel, they know. Take off.
She on that Tory Lanez. Oh no, not the Tory Lanez and August Alsina. Oh no. Oh no. Nah, bro. I just think that, like I said, every episode, it just seemed like, the community, just all of us together are learning from each other. And, we learning to take things from this show and apply it to real life and, just take off, man. Like I said, ain't no workers over here. Regardless of what Tay just said, ain't no workers. I'm proud of Ziggy. I'm proud of Tay. I'm proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, each and every week. You know, you got to think about it. Tay, she has an outside life and a job and family. Zig, you know, multiple platforms that he produces and works on, and then he has his family.
So I'm in the doghouse now. Shit.
Well, I'm just saying, but it just
As soon as I get off, as soon as I hit in stream.
right, we all have, you know, things that takes our focus off this. But at the end of the day, when we get together, it's nonstop grinding from tape promoting to Zig promoting the reels and me coming up with topics, trying to come up with original topics that it's just not the same topics that we're hearing from other podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I like to, if we're going to talk about something that's the same, let's make it, put a little twist to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 3-man boss. These are bosses that you're seeing on the screen. That's what we aiming for. You know, everybody's a boss, and I'm proud of everybody on the screen, even everybody that's in the chat. You know, without y'all, it ain't possible. I always say that. So, you know, I feel like every one of us are a boss in our own way. You know what I'm saying? It might not be glorious in the beginning, but if we keep grinding and keep believing in each other and keep supporting each other and constantly being there for each other and pushing each other, motivating, man, we all gonna be good, man. We all gonna be eating, you know, and I believe that. I'm manifesting that. This will be one of the hottest podcasts in the nation, if not global. So
of the world, Craig.
there you go. You
know,
we actually have a topic coming up
about music.
About music. We actually have that on the book.
That'd be a good one. To see everybody, Tay's and S-Rider's perspective on music and everything. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn the camera off, you hear Zachary. Hey, bro, you know it, dog.
But no, other than that, dog, other than that, big dog, just working. I got a game tomorrow night.
Don't get crossed up now. You know you represent.
Hey, ain't gonna lie to you, Zig. This new little league we in. I don't know, bro. Hey, I know how to carry my own weight, but I don't know, bro. It got ballers in this one.
Don't get hit with that step back and hit that James Brown split.
No. Trust me.
Don't get embarrassed now.
If I do get my ACL tore up, I just ask that y'all just, you know, bring me some food or, you know, make sure I'm good.
I mean, they have DoorDash and Uber Eats. I got you.
All right, appreciate that. You know. But experience game, dog. I mean, Zig, man, you know.
What happened?
Never got dunked on. He said, Zach, tell us about the time you dunked on Sean. That never happened. That never happened. Matter of fact,
he was out there with me, but
Zig dunked on this dude named Leroy.
Damn, why you put Leroy out there like that?
Yeah, Leroy. So yes.
That was back when I had hops like that. Not no more.
Because I was confused. I know you're a little short, so I was trying to see how them hops got up there.
What you mean short? Hold on. Whoa.
Zig got them hops now. In basketball,
hold on now.
He got them hops now.
Since when 5'11" is short? Man, y'all wilding.
Right. Say you look like a little track star. You was a track star?
The shots. the subtle jabs. Oh man, you look like
dance team.
I went to work in high school. We worked together when I was in high school.
Y'all twirling them flags.
I didn't do nothing but come to work every day.
Man,
come to work.
Had them chili just throw it.
I worked with you when I was in high school.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Yes.
I'm talking about
oh no, I didn't want to.
Oh, you talking about that? You talking about
liturgical dance in the church?
Hey, Tay, Zig don't believe me. Zig don't believe me when I told him Rouse's was one of the most pettiest. I ain't gonna say which one, but Rouse's was one of the pettiest damn stores that we worked at. When I mean,
it was
if I was to go up there and say, "Hey, Tay, how you doing?" Oh, damn, Sean, you and Tay, y'all have damn. I just can't say, "Hey." Like, what the that bad.
Long. You talk too long. Yeah. It's a problem.
That's high school. I ain't got time for it.
I was in high school, so it made sense.
But I'm just saying, that's how petty it was. Look.
I want to last 2 weeks over there.
Mostly everybody that was in high school. I was a junior.
That makes sense then. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody's business. You couldn't hold it. Man, it was crazy, bro. Why you talking to him? Why are you talking to her? Damn, I can't say hello. That's my dog. Damn, get the fuck off my back. What's wrong with y'all? Yep, just like Target. Just like Target. And I think Target was even worse from what I was told. Man,
Hey, Twitch, I'm sending y'all to our boy LC. Appreciate y'all.
shout out to Adam.
Yeah, shout out to Adam.
I can't wait for next episode, Tay. I'm gonna definitely, you know what I'm gonna do for y'all? I'm gonna definitely do some more research. I'm gonna do some research on my horoscope.
You don't want to. You don't want
I am.
to.
Be prepared, because I'm gonna see what all these Power Ranger animals got to do with love and stuff like this. You know, these scorpions and water signs. Sound like Captain Planet. Y'all kill me with this shit.
Yeah. After next Tuesday, you're gonna be like, damn, like it's all making sense now.
Whatever.
You're gonna go back thinking about people you dated.
Wow.
That boy like, oh, that's why.
That's why me and Sheila ain't get along.
Not Sheila.
Man. That's why I put them pineapples on old girl. Yeah.
Cause it was a full moon. Cause it was a quarter moon.
Dig, make sure you record that part and keep it. That's why we said it. We said it, not him.
It was a full moon. Was it Grand Rising?
What this was? Twilight?
Oh
right.
man.
But y'all, definitely shout out to the community. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Ziggy, man. I pray that I continuously pray for all of y'all, and may God continuously bless y'all and your family, man. And this was a great episode, man. I really appreciate everybody, and y'all just keep, grinding, and whatever y'all out here trying to get going and achieve, just keep going, bro. God gonna pave a way for y'all. So till next week, y'all. Episode 5. S Writer, Tay Talks, Zig. This is the Let's Hash It Out podcast. And we out.
Don't leave yet, Sean.